14.
The UN Atomic Agency and outside experts say North Korea may have started operating a light water reactor at its main nuclear complex in an attempt to establish a new facility to produce bomb fuels. The International Atomic Energy Agency Director General says there has been increased levels of activity at and near the light water reactor at the Yongbyon nuclear complex. If correct, this would show that North Korea is moving forward on implementing Kim Jong-un's vow to build more nuclear weapons. India inviting French President Macron to be the chief guest at the country's National Day celebrations next month. Macron's office describes the invitation as a powerful gesture for the two nations' ties. The visit for Republic Day on January 26 will be Macron's third to India as president. The event marks the 74th anniversary of the adoption of India's constitution. News and analysis, townhall.com. A blue state challenge to Chick-fil-A's Sabbath day closure policy.
New York lawmakers have introduced a bill that would require restaurants and rest stops throughout the state to be open 7 days a week. That could potentially force some Chick-fil-A locations along state highways to drop a long-standing policy of closing on Sundays for religious reasons. The bill introduced last week was prompted by a redevelopment project underway on the New York State Thruway Authority's 27 service areas. Lawmaker Tony Simone said the bill is meant to give travelers a variety of food options at rest stops rather than an effort to eventually push Chick-fil-A out. Keith Peters reporting.
More than 2 million vehicles in the U.S. It's due to a fuel pump defect that can increase the risk of an engine failure or stalling while driving. The recall covers a range of 2017 through 2020 Acura and Honda vehicles. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Christmas Friday, everybody. Yes, the Friday before your Christmas holiday. We are down to weekend days left before Christmas.
Ho, ho, howdy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got tons of rain.
Yeah, I know. The day I'm leaving. Great.
Tonight,
Thanks.
tomorrow.
Huh?
Like tonight, tomorrow, we got rain change. I ain't gonna lie. I looked and opened the weather this morning for tomorrow. It's a novel.
Yeah.
Saturdays, like they give me when I look at the National Weather Service weather page for Roswell. You know, up the top, you got little pictures of suns and clouds, and say it's gonna be high of this and that. But they have what they call the detailed forecast, and it kind of is a descriptor of each day's weather, which is what I read on the regular. But the one for Saturday is literally a novel. Like I think it's a paragraph.
They said, "Did you see the weather on Saturday? It's your time to shine, Jerry." Put that literary degree to use.
Yeah, it's a whole paragraph. I'll read it verbatim. Showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm before 11 a.m. Then scattered showers and thunderstorms between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Then scattered shower storms after 2 p.m. Cloudy through mid-morning, then gradually clearing with a high of 63. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, increasing to 15 to 20 miles per hour in the afternoon. Chance of precip is 70%. New rainfall amounts between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch, except higher amounts possible in thunderstorms.
So
that was the
could have just said scattered showers and thunderstorms all day.
Yeah, it was the drive-through takeout lady from Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah, and then no, and then just the one, and then.
Yeah. So happy Friday. Saturday's going to be a lot of rain and then rain.
Well, we're not getting a white Christmas, but we're getting a wet Christmas.
Yeah,
it's close. So. A wet Christmas.
But it is, final day of school for the kids. I know my wife. It's an early release day for
1:30. I believe they get out.
I don't know about the high school. Do they get out early too? Or
I'm not sure.
Are they still taking finals? See, I don't know. I don't have kids.
I want to say they wrapped those up probably yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have kids, so I don't know for sure. And so everything I know is through my elementary school teacher wife.
Just like all the Christmas carols that you hear, on TV or when you walk through the store or whatever, equally satisfying to me is that sound. And you don't hear it anymore because of the Promethean boards. But when I was a kid, that sound on the last school day before a holiday of the squeaky wheels wheeling the TV cart down to your classroom so you could watch Rudolph or whatever nonsense Christmas cartoon they're going to put on.
Yeah.
That's just an awesome feeling.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of, I think all week has been like, I know my wife was telling me yesterday they saw a movie and did Christmas party stuff and crafts, and she wore pajamas one day. Was that yesterday, I think?
Yeah, it's PJ day for my kid today.
The one thing about this time of year is I clean up. And what I mean by that is, I was just telling Roy, so like at Christmas time, people bring the teacher gifts and things like that, and which is way different than when I was a kid. None of that went down, but
right.
I don't know when that all. But for my wife, it's not the case. She gets coffee mugs and candies and gift cards and all kinds of nice little stuff from very generous parents and families.
Right.
Very appreciative. But my wife doesn't like nuts. So whenever we get all the candies and things that have nuts, they all come home. So I got a bevy of snacks she brought home yesterday.
Nice.
And things like that. Not to mention, I've got other food. Like tonight, we've got to try something because it's a very limited window. My brother sent me for Christmas, and he went through Goldbelly.
Oh, yeah.
And they're called, there's a crab seafood restaurant in Bowie, Maryland, which is about 45 minutes from hour to where my parents, or we all lived at.
Right.
And so this place had what was called crab bombs.
Okay.
And they're, in essence, their version of a crab cake.
Gotcha.
So they came in a Goldbelly thing, but it's kind of a hot mess. Like it came in these tubs that weren't labeled, and then I got a sheet that says, one says crab bisque and one says crab bombs.
And you don't know which one's which?
I can't really tell which one's which in the 3 containers that came.
Well, bisque is a soup, so it would be more soup consistency, right?
None of it is. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little stumped here. And here's the thing. I got to eat all this by like today.
Right.
Because it's fresh seafood that I can't freeze.
Uh-huh.
And it says, once arrived, please eat within 1 to 2 days. Do not freeze. I'm like, it's just Kim and I. I'm going to turn into a crab bomb.
Right.
So I don't know. So I'm going to try it tonight. I ain't gonna lie.
Just make up a whole mess of them. I'll stop by and grab a couple.
I'm a little nervous about how this is gonna turn out because I'm still trying to figure out how these tubs of things are gonna turn into crab bombs.
You know what this feels like? This feels like your brother pranking you.
Could be.
This feels like your brother really pulling a real good crease. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna send him the most cumbersome gift possible. Most inconvenient present known to mankind.
Well, I should have known because
if he had sent you a fresh tilapia or like a headless salmon, that would have been more convenient than what he sent you.
Well, it was good because I got an odd text from him like last weekend, over the weekend, and it said, "Does Kim like seafood?" And I'm like, "Well, you've been around her. She eats seafood as much as I said she doesn't eat the weird stuff, but yeah." And that was the question. And then this crab bomb showed up. So I got to deal with the crab bomb tonight. That's going to be
pretty good.
And then also what came in last night is Kim's brother, his tradition. And to be honest, we have the same tradition.
I was like, what's the shipping like on that?
We send them pistachio wine every year. And
Pistachio wine?
Uh-huh.
I've never even thought of it.
It's wine made from pistachios.
Thanks, bud. Thanks. Thanks for clearing
Or
that
pecan
up.
wine. I don't know. It's what do you get from the heart of the people? The heart of the nuts people.
The heart of
It's that wine, whatever
Yes,
it
there you
is. Heart of the desert.
There.
Yeah, those guys.
Okay.
We get the wine from them, and then we send him the wine, and then we get Omaha steaks.
Nice.
And so the cooler of Omaha steak showed up last night. So I got all these steaks. I got crab bombs. I got and I got assorted sweets with nuts.
Dude, my neighbors must have thought I was a psychopath yesterday because I was trying to clean my car out. I've basically been accumulating, presents from like friends, from family, like they'll, give them to me, or like stuff for my kids.
So he's got like pulling out Joe Biden masks.
But it's all like foodstuffs. So yesterday I was trying to get all the stuff out of my car. So I carry in a 3.5-pound bag of chips. And the other thing, my Miss Claudia, from our sister station, Fiero 106.1 FM, she got me it was like an assortment of pistachio and like candied pecans and stuff like that. So I thought about you yesterday when I was eating some. They have red pistachios.
Really?
Inside the bag. They're chili pistachios, but it's red and green chili, so they're actually red pistachios.
So they made them red.
Dyed red. But yeah, I'm carrying a 3.5-pound bag of chips, all these pistachios, trying to carry like a wine or like a whiskey kit. And I'm like, I look like this scene from The Jerk. And I'm trying to fiddle with my keys to unlock the door. Because I'm a man that does not like taking 2 trips.
Right.
I'm sorry. I just don't.
You're just going to take it all in one. Huh?
I will damage my arm from like cutting off circulation from carrying all of the bags on both my arms.
I have a bit of that. Like my wife gets on me, like grocery shopping day, and you get all like the 30 little plastic bags in the back of your car, and I try to carry all of them in one day. And she's like, "You can make other trips." I'm like, "I'm not."
No, I cannot.
I was like, "No, I'm gonna." And then the part that's actually the tricky navigation is because we're parked in the garage, and then the door to get in the house is in the back of the garage. So you got to go down the narrow little pathway between my car and Kim's car to get. And usually I'm carrying like the 70 bags, and it's like, what? So I got to go sideways, and I'm bumping into the car, and she's yelling at me and everything else. So that's why she didn't want me to do it, but I do it anyway.
Carrying on one arm, and you do that thing where you have to counterbalance your other arm by sticking it up.
Well, I have like 50 bags in one and then one in the other because that's my,
Well, you got to keep the eggs and the bread safe. Yeah, no.
And I'm a lefty, so all my stuff goes in the left hand except for the one bag in the right.
I will say the one thing that broke me of that is being a delivery driver, realizing I'm not going to carry 3 40 packs of water in one trip.
Well, do you get paid by the hour?
No. No, you do not.
Delivery? Because I'm about to say it was
be nice if you got paid by the stair on them second floor walk-ups. I'll tell you that much.
You retire.
Right?
Well, be careful when hauling presents and groceries into the house.
Yes.
Be smarter, not harder. Don't do what we do.
That's right.
But that's atypical. Every guy. Ooh, you got what kind of pie is that?
Do they not have the cookies and cream?
Guess not. Well, all right.
Cool though. So
let's eat a little pie. It is Friday. I know
Yes.
in all of the festives and things and holidays on the brain, it is Friday. And as the case every single Friday, I'd like to thank the fine folks at McDonald's for being our breakfast buddies every Friday.
Breakfast buddies.
Breakfast buddies.
I like it.
Every single Friday, they provide us with delicious breakfast treats and sweets that aren't technically for breakfast, like this holiday pie.
You guys can split it.
You don't want some?
There's another one.
Oh.
He's like, I got my own pie.
He's like, I have personal. Hold on. What'd you do here?
I didn't do that.
You didn't do that?
No, they did.
Why did they do that?
Do what?
Because there's
They
a green and a
folded-
red
Okay. They
flap
folded
underneath.
the flaps here to like, I don't know, make it to where I can't slide the pie out conveniently without taking some of it off.
As he slid it out.
Well, yeah. That's not the point, Michael.
So, if you've not had the holiday pie, this
Show
is
whether it's
it.
Signature or
This is half one. It's basically got the sprinkles on the top with a warm
Custard cream.
filling.
Very vanilla. Very vanilla forward.
Yeah.
So,
So,
with that in mind,
get one today.
to the world.
Merry Christmas,
Thanks, McDonald's. Fantastic.
Pie.
Warm. It's the holidays in your mouth.
I got Christmas all up in my mouth. That's pretty good.
Christmas came early in my mouth.
Just missing some chocolate.
It's delicious.
But big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
Custard pies are very hard to talk while you're eating in your mouth.
That's why I went small bite.
Especially when you have a big bite.
I just ate half a pie.
It's so funny. I have been in this business for 20 years, and I still have to actively tell myself to take smaller bites when I'm taste testing things on the radio.
I need to take smaller bites.
I will jam something in my mouth.
I did
Oh,
it
now
again.
you have to talk.
I'm tired of holding the pie.
Hand was getting all tired. Thumb was cramping up a little bit. You know, it's a range of motion injury I got in college.
Like, yeah, but this is my pie holder right here. This ain't holding pies. This is holding pies.
Your pie. Oh my God! Literally just got shut your pie hole.
His head just went poof.
Yeah. It's his pie hole. Oh my God.
Ta-da!
Bam.
I'm still chewing. Y'all can talk. I'm literally just trying to get through my bomb of...
I kind of want to add to the conversation of carrying things to the thing,
Uh-huh.
and I can to the your front door, groceries, and I can't even imagine doing that because like I can imagine doing that like on a flight of stairs, right? Because you don't want to take 2 trips on a flight.
So
of
you're
stairs.
not opposed to taking more than one
But if the door
trip.
is right there, then no, I have no shame in taking multiple trips.
There's a moment every single day when I get home from work, especially when I have the kids, where I have to assess everything in my car and say, okay, I need to carry that in, that in, that in, that in, that in. And then I have to figure out, okay, what can I give my kids to carry that'll be light enough that they won't drop it and they won't complain, but that they can help me out a little bit. This is every day when I get home from work.
Oh no, yeah, I plan other people to carry my stuff too.
I can't wait till my kids get older so they can carry more stuff.
Well, see, if we were back in if we had the Jetsons thing, it'd all just fold up in that suitcase, and then you take it in the house and then unfold it out.
That always blew my mind because it's like, okay, so I get it. It folds up, your whole car folds up in the briefcase.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it lighter. It's still going to be as heavy as a spaceship, right?
Maybe not.
Or does George Jetson just have incredible arm strength?
Well, I mean, we've already defied the laws of physics by taking something this big and putting it into something this big.
Well, yeah, that's not what we're questioning. We're not questioning that side of physics. We're more questioning weight and dimension.
Yeah.
Maybe the metal that the car's made of is
Maybe
lightweight.
it's like carbon fiber or something.
Maybe it's some virtual reality material that doesn't really exist, but we think it does.
But see, then remember, it came out of the suitcase that one time and it landed on him in that one episode.
Oh,
it sprung out of the suitcase and it fell on him.
Yeah.
And that was like the whole joke. So the weight gets added back when you debriefcase it.
Maybe. Maybe it's like maybe that briefcase is like a big zip file where it compacts.
It's a compressor. Of all of the weird tech from the Jetsons, the briefcase is the one that's got me questioning the most.
For me, it's the weird warp pipes that appear everywhere, where like they suck you up and then
I'm guessing
take you
hunch.
places.
I'm just a hunch. I don't know because I don't know when this practice started. But I'm going to guess around the time the Jetsons debuted is around the time that Banks
Pneumatic tubes. Yep.
started using the tubes.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, this is advanced technology. We can use this.
So that's why they put everybody in tubes in that
And
thing, I think.
that's why I'm assuming why Futurama uses it too, is just as an homage to the Jetsons.
Yeah. But I'm going to take a guess. That's really why. I'm thinking that technology in Banks probably became big around the same time that the Jetsons came out. So that's just a guess. I have no science to back that up. Just a hunch.
But all that to say, big thanks to McDonald's.
Yes, big thank you to McDonald's. We are so thankful that you provide us with delicious breakfast treats. Download the app. Utilize it today. I know if you're going to be doing a lot of holiday traveling and stuff to get to your destinations, and, well, you got to fuel up before you go. Use that McDonald's app. You could go through the drive-thru and pick up your meal on your way to your destination there. It's very easy. You could sit down and enjoy it. You can go through, like if you got family in town, because I know you got family in town. Oh, we're in Roswell. Let's go see aliens and stuff. Everyone makes a trip to the UFO McDonald's because it's one of the most iconic McDonald's in the country.
Right.
So when you go there, you can order ahead and then let the kids play in the unique playland while they're in town visiting. And then when you get there, your McNuggets or Big Mac or whatever you're into is ready and waiting.
Boom.
So
It's actually changed the way we do McDonald's, because used to be it was everybody gather around me, we'll wait in the front, we'll place our order, and then you can go to the play place. Now we just take a left as soon as we walk in, because I can order from my phone. They'll deliver straight to the table. It is the future.
Less time in line, more time in the play.
It's the future minus briefcase spaceships.
That's right, and tubes.
And pneumatic tubes.
Although, wouldn't that be great? While you're on the playland, a tube shoots a Big Mac in your mouth.
Right to your table.
I'm like, gonna be a good day, Bob.
Hey, cheese burger, cheese burger.
Yeah, I'm down with that. So, but big thank you to McDonald's. We do appreciate them sponsoring us each and every Friday, and wish them a Merry Christmas, all of them, every single.
Absolutely. Or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate.
A happy holiday season.
And by the way, we'll bring it up next hour because you have an interview to get to. Happy Festivus to the rest of us.
That's right. Tomorrow is
today.
Officially, I thought it was the 23rd.
22nd, I'm pretty sure. Let me look that up.
I thought it was the 23rd.
Well, based on what I saw, let's find out for sure. But,
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was Saturday the 23rd, Festivus.
But give us a rundown. I'll take a look at this.
Let me give you the rundown here. We're going to replay an interview this hour. Yesterday, we had Don Weld and Meredith Hildreth join us from Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. And they, of course, came in. If you're looking for last-minute Christmas gift ideas, good place to shop is at the Bitter Lake Gift Shop. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
But we talk about that, getting up there. They give me an awesome award.
That's really cool.
That was very nice of them. I was so appreciative of that. So we're going to play that interview here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had from the District Attorney's Office, lead investigator Justin Dominguez and Dennis Kentai joined us for their monthly visit from the DA's office. Excuse me, cream pie. Had a great conversation there. And,
what the hell did you just call me? Excuse me, cream pie.
That was a burp from the cream pie. Hey, cream pie.
Cornball.
So we had our interview with them, so we're going to play that for you the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot will join us, give us an update what he's going on there. So,
nice.
And, of course, he's always gives sage advice for the people looking to finance to get your homes there. So
Santa's little home hunter helper.
So he's got some great information for you, cream pie. I'm going to do that all day.
That's fantastic.
All right, it is 7:25. Here's your weather. Cream pie.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Mid to upper 60s, and we get pretty nice weather today with lots of sunshine. Scattered showers move in tonight with a low pressure system will drop into the low and mid 40s. We've got a pretty good chance of showers and thunderstorms through the day on Saturday, and we're expecting low 60s. Back to sunny weather on Sunday, our high in the upper 50s to low 60s. A little cooler Christmas Day, low 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 39 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 88%. Winds currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Sunny today and 65 for a high. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, we are looking at a 40% chance at showers and thunderstorms. Yes, the rain is going in. They're talking scattered showers between 11 p.m., 5 a.m., and then scattered showers and thunderstorms after 5 a.m. That's, I don't know, they use way many words. Increasing clouds with an overnight low of 46. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. I had read the book to you that was Saturday earlier, but we're looking at a 70% chance at rain showers tomorrow and wind as well. It's going to be cloudy through mid-morning, then gradually clearing. Expect a high of 63 degrees with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour early, increasing 15 to 20 by the afternoon. They're saying could get anywhere between a quarter of an inch, tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain, except if we get a thunderstorm, then a little bit more than that. Saturday night, rain's done by then, mostly clear with an overnight low of 38 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For your Christmas Eve Sunday, sunny skies, expect a high near 55 degrees. Winds out of the northwest 15 to 20 miles per hour. And for your Christmas Day, sunny skies, 48 for a high there. And then looks like for kind of the rest of next week, upper 50s, mid to upper 50s. Tuesday, 55, 59 on Wednesday. Thursday, 61 for Thursday of next week. So not too bad there. All right, 7:27. We're going to take a commercial break here, and then we're going to play our interview we had with Don Weld and Meredith Hildreth from Bitter Lake, Friends of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge. That's up next. Don't go away.
It's 12 days of Christmas here at Richland Chevy
and Richland Dodge. Register now through December 22nd to win $100.
No purchase necessary, that's right. One winner a day will be chosen to win the money.
It's easy. Go to our Facebook page or log on to richlandcdjr.com.
Or rlchevrolet.com and register to win. $100 could be yours. Use it however you want, or buy yourself something sweet.
Or just put it in your pocket and save it for later. Don't miss your chance.
Register today. Have yourself a Merry Christmas from Richland Chevy.
And Richland Dodge.
Christmas in New Mexico means tamales, and the best tamales in the world come from right here. El Charro tamales are handmade the same way they have been made for 75 years, in red with pork or green with sheep. Tamales from El Charro are the perfect gift for the ones you love to bring the flavors of home into your holiday. Order yours today by calling 575-622-8590 or stop by 1711 South Virginia in Roswell, behind the old Kmart. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from El Charro, celebrating 75 years of flavor from the Trujillo family to yours.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their Tunnel Wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
There's a Honda for every holiday adventure. Whether it's dropping off presents in a sporty Civic or picking up a few for yourself in a fun-to-drive HRV. Find your new Honda during Happy Honda Days. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.9% APR on a 2024 Honda Civic and 2024 HRV.
Happy Honda Days are here, and just in time for the best deal of the year. Visit Roswell Honda today.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
God is with us. It's what this season represents. God entering this world in the form of Jesus. God's Son, our Messiah, which means He's with us. But this is only a small part of the Christmas story. It's good and right to celebrate the birth of Jesus, but we can't stop with that. We can't leave Him in the manger. We should learn from the boy who amazed the teachers in the temple. We should learn from the man who lived a life of service, who loved the unlovable and the outcast, who was outraged by men who made a mockery of God's temple, who forgave the man that denied Him 3 times. We should learn from the end of the story too, from the Christ who willingly died on the cross to be the sacrifice for our sins. But we still can't stop there. We should celebrate the Messiah who was raised from the dead to show that not even death has power over God. We must answer His call to continue His story by honoring that birth, that life, that death, and most importantly, that resurrection. In this season and in all seasons, God is still with us.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell. Attention Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, and surrounding areas. This Christmas, Roswell Tire and Appliance has what you're looking for. With a great selection of refrigerators, freezers, ranges, washers, and dryers. And they can repair your appliances as well. With many models in stock and on sale. You can own it today. RTA services after the sale with repair warranty and delivery to Roswell and surrounding areas. Save big on a selection of scratch and dent appliances too, plus a great selection of tires and a team of people to help you. People who speak Spanish and will listen to what you need. Merry Christmas from all of us at Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
Rosa, have you decided where you're going to college yet?
There's so many choices. I'm still not sure.
Well, I've decided to attend the University of New Mexico. It's the only Research One university in the state. It's the flagship, and their academic programs are among the best in the nation.
The University of New Mexico? Can I still apply?
Of course. UNM is New Mexico's best university, and residents of New Mexico get preference in admission. Apply now and we'll attend UNM together.
The University of New Mexico, New Mexico's University of Opportunity. Apply today at unm.edu.
Roswell Nissan's deal days are here, and that means the most wonderful deal of the year. Rates as low as 0% for 60 months for qualified buyers, 10 grand off new Armadas, 13 grand off new Titans, and top dollar for your trade. And with the largest selections of new and pre-owned inventory in the state, Roswell Nissan has what you need priced to move, with payments as low as $175 a month on quality pre-owned vehicles and a team of experts ready to make it the most wonderful deal of the year. Hurry to Roswell Nissan now before the deal is gone. Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Let's face it, guys, we're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge, Meredith Hildreth back with us, and Don Weld as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing great. Y'all ready for Christmas?
No.
No?
Never ready.
No, you got a lot going on.
Sure.
You're always busy here.
Of course.
But I would like to remind folks, we were talking about last-minute Christmas shopping and things. Do not forget that Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge has an amazing gift shop run by the Friends of the Bitter Lake.
That's right.
And they have a ton of cool gifts for family members. If you got kids and you're looking for fun toys and education type stuff, fun things that they like,
Right.
not like, oh, here's a piece of cheese with an aspirin in it. No, real fun stuff.
Cool.
They've got all that kind of stuff. Of course, hats and, shirts and all that kind of thing too. But if you're
Lots of
looking for
kids
some
stuff.
if you're looking for some stuff for the
Beautiful
kids.
children's books.
Yeah. And every dime you spend in that gift shop goes back to the Bitter Lake projects and all the stuff that goes on the refuge. So if you're a little stumped and looking for some great or books or things, if you got some readers on your list, they got some great books and things out there. So I think a trip out to Bitter Lake to the gift shop would be a good thing between now and Christmas.
Open Saturday?
They're open during the week, right?
Yeah, they're open tomorrow.
Okay.
Today and tomorrow.
Okay.
I think they may be open Saturday. We have RVers who handle that now.
Okay. Well, you might want to call ahead, and that way you can get her done here in the next day or two.
Even if you just go out there to say hi, to see the place, that's,
And I have the refuge phone number right here.
Okay, you can call direct and leave a voicemail because they might be busy doing other things around the refuge. There.
This will get you to the nature store, 575-244-6256.
Very good.
There you go.
And allow yourself some time to visit, too, while you're out there.
Yeah.
I think, especially if you're doing the hustle and bustle and crazy, 5 minutes in nature might just kind of recharge your batteries and kind of reset your focus.
Go see the geese and the cranes.
Yeah.
And,
So are we still kind of in a migratory type here, or is it still? Are they kind of at their destinations at this point? I didn't know.
No, they continue to move some.
Okay.
Not to the extent that they were earlier.
Okay.
But they're still moving some.
There's a few late travelers that go out and
that's right.
and make their trek south.
It's like to your grandma's house on Christmas. You know.
Now we're dealing with the not planner migratory species.
Yeah, that's
the ones
right.
that just roll last minute and just go. Where the ones that were like meticulously planning, they rolled through about a month ago.
Yeah, that's right. They've already been through the flying J.
That's right.
Now they're on
flying J. Getting there,
And interestingly, the crane count was low this year.
Really?
Yeah, around 12,000 at the peak.
Did they take another route maybe, or is it just less traveling or less numbers?
Don't know for sure. Last year we had almost 35,000 cranes.
Wow. See, but this is what the beauty of Bitter Lake is. When you ever hear like these things about studying nature and how we know these things, places like Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge are the reason we know these things. This is what the point of Bitter Lake is. It studies these animals. It obviously it's a preserve, so we want to keep the plant life and animal species native to the region. That's what this facility's for. But that's the scientists and biologists and all the folks that this is their industry. This is how they've learned these information by studying how many cranes came in, where are they going, where have they been. This is what they do.
The summer was so dry this year and hot that the North Bitter Creek started to dry up.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Which is not
so the
unusual,
biologist went and scooped up some snails, and they're about the size of a grain of sand.
Oh, wow.
They're tiny, tiny, tiny.
Wow.
And moved him to a different...
Yeah, I got to see him under a microscope.
Needless to say, that escargot meal is going to take a while to get you full.
Yeah, that's right.
So they took 1,500 snails to the Dexter Fish Hatchery, which is also a Fish and Wildlife Service.
Okay. So is that where they're going to go to grow and become?
Well, they're trying to keep them healthy
to
and
keep them
productive.
alive.
Oh, gotcha.
So that
is there
they can bring
something
them
in the
back
environment
later.
that's kind of
Well, it dried
water.
up.
Oh, so there's lack of water.
Yeah.
That's killing it. Okay.
So they've reintroduced some of them back now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering, like the moisture we've been getting lately, has that been a benefit at all?
It is.
Or is it still just a drop in the bucket?
Yeah, it's just a drop, but
Gotcha.
any moisture is always
hopefully
real needed.
Maybe we'll get some more here Friday and Saturday to help the cause a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to just read the mission of the
Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge.
The Friends. Okay. So the mission of the Friends of Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge is to uphold the refuge's creation and stewardship of quality wildlife habitat, the refuge's environmental, educational, and scientific projects and programs to increase the public's understanding and enjoyment of the refuge, and the mission of the National Wildlife Refuge System.
Very good.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're trying to say is the refuge is for the animals. It's not for you.
That's right. You got it. Yeah, that's right.
Well, but we want you to enjoy it and see it. But you are a spectator. Yeah. You are there to watch and observe. You're not there to camp and boat and become part of the habitat. That's not what we're here for. We're there to study, observe, watch, and enjoy and see life's miracles happen before our eyes. That's what
they talk about the Great Migration in Africa. This is our migration. It may not be as overwhelming as Africa, but it's still necessary. It's still a part of wildlife. Sure. It's part of nature.
Well, it's what it reminds us of, and what I love is like everything has its role in nature. Everything. It's an elaborate dance that's going on every single day out at Bitter Lake and in every single place on the planet like this. And it's a dance. It's the plant life's got its thing it's doing, and the animals are doing their thing. Animals are creatures of habit much more than we are even sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, no, it's feeding time. No, it's hunting time. This is time to migrate. This is time to reproduce. This is, they got the clocks. That's what they do.
They've been doing this for millions of years. So they're set in their ways.
Exactly. There might be slight differences in the evolution over thousands of years on which way and the way they do it, but that's, for the most part, that's the plan.
We have a special presentation for you, Mike.
Oh,
because you've supported us so much.
Well, thank you.
The friends.
I got an easy part. I just talk on the radio.
Well, that's right, but you do it so well.
Well, thank you.
So on behalf of the board of the Friends of Bitter Lake National Wildlife Refuge, Don and I are honored to present this award to you, Mike Winters, to thank you for your support and promotion of the refuge and the Friends.
Thank you very much. This is
hold
cool.
this up so
get the good look. This is beautiful. It's the entrance sign of Bitter Lake that personalized here. That is so cool. Go. Thank you. I will display it here for everyone to see, and I'm just glad to help. I mean, it's just I have a very easy job. I just talk on the radio. The friends, the volunteers, the ones that are out there digging the ditches and building the trails and doing all that. They're the real heroes here. But thank you very much.
Well,
I do
thank you. We
We'll
appreciate
even
you.
give you the box.
All right, the book comes with the box. That's the nice part. No, I'm just kidding. You laugh. I'm a fan of the Savannah Bananas, which is a minor league baseball team that's kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I about a year ago I bought a shirt and a hat from them, and it came in this yellow box, this banana box. One of the best boxes I ever had, and we joke, but I was like, I keep that box. That's a good box.
Every time I get something in a box, I take the stuff out and I put the box on the floor.
Yeah.
My cats love them.
Oh yeah, my cats. Yeah,
right in the box.
Every package we get in our house.
Yeah,
we've got to at least keep the box on the floor a few hours before we get tired of it and put it in the,
That's right.
in the
Yeah,
trash.
the cats have to inspect
that
this
is an
and
unwritten
sleep
rule in our
in it.
household.
Yep.
Yes, 2 cats. Although we got to be careful because one likes to eat after a while. Like she's a chewer, and so she'll get to chewing. I'm like, all right, you got to stop. You can't be chewing.
Okay, it's time to get rid of that box.
But after they're done playing in it, living in it, hiding in it, and then they want to chew on it. And I'm like, all right, now we're taking it away.
Yeah, now it's time to go.
But thank you very much. That's so nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
We appreciate you. Yeah.
Anytime. And folks, please, the Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is open to the public. It's there for you to go. But please remember, it's not Bottomless Lakes. Bottomless Lakes is where you go camping and recreating and doing all that. Bitter Lake we're visitors. We're the guests. We're coming in on the animal and plant life's home. We're here to be a fly on the wall and watch it happen. That's what we're here for.
That's right.
But I would throw another plug in real quick here. You guys are always looking for more friends too.
Oh yes,
we're definitely always looking for more friends.
Yeah.
Our members are. We could grow our membership.
Sure.
And
I imagine you're probably looking for some, because you probably have a lot of retirees and people that have more time on their hands.
Mm-hmm.
But let's face it, some of the projects out there require some muscle and lift, and Don's getting tired.
Yeah. Hey, I just had my 79th birthday.
Oh my goodness!
You know, if I can still go out there and dig ditches and work on water lines.
In all
stuff.
fairness, Don will outwork circles around most of us at his age. You know, so don't feel bad when he outworks you and you're 20 years younger than you.
But I am getting tired. It's getting to the point where it's not as easy to do.
But it's a great opportunity because there are perks. Because there's parts of Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge that are really cool that the public never ever sees. And as a friend, you get a chance to see and explore some of those places.
That's right.
I say explore, but because there's work being done, archaeologists or conservators or other scientists are out there doing their thing. And sometimes they need some of the friends to come out and help and be along and help that process happen. So you get to be a perk on that. The actual store is all done by the friends. And
right. Volunteers do that beautiful store. It's one of the best in the whole refuge system too for a small store.
We're very blessed to have this in our
and our bird counts are done by volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're one. So if you love doing that kind of stuff, you love nature. Maybe you're a bird watcher, and this is your hobby. Well, let's put you to work and put your hobby as a volunteer, and we can put some science with your hobby.
or maybe you'd want to be a bird watcher.
Yeah, or maybe your science and your hobby could help us do some more of that too.
There you go.
Yeah.
But there's always, obviously, when the weather's nicer, there's going to be service projects and things up.
Oh yeah.
That kind of stuff. But if you're interested, please reach out. Friendsofbitterlake.org is the website. You can go there or come by the gift store there. And while you're picking up your Christmas gifts, talk to the volunteer there.
Also, on January 27th, we're going to have our general membership meeting.
Okay.
At noon.
So all hands on deck for that
At the Refuge Visitor Center.
So if you're a member and you want your say, then you come to the meeting. This is the annual meeting.
Or if you'd like to become a member
or
that
bring
day.
a friend. And
if you'd like to become a member, come on out for that day too.
Absolutely. And come be a part, come see it, and come get involved. I'm telling you, and while you're here, if you got family in town for the Christmas holiday and all that, don't forget,
Bring them up.
Bitter Lake Wildlife Refuge is a great place for them. If you want them to get outside, and just remember the young kids, keep them in tow, keep them on the trails, and keep them on the designated areas. But please come and enjoy. Show them the side of Roswell that most people never realize is here or see.
And there's a reason for keeping them in tow because we have still seen some rattlesnakes out.
Okay, so
the weather is much warmer, so they're still out.
This is true. These 40-degree nights, they're not hibernating because it's too warm. Yeah, that makes sense. So be careful. You're not, because you're right, because you're probably not on guard for rattlesnakes right now.
That's right,
because it's
but you
December.
still should be.
But out there with the temps, the lack of moisture and the warm temperatures is the cocktail for them staying awake a little bit longer.
That's right.
So,
but it's still enjoyable. You can still see a lot. All kinds of birds.
Hit some of the birds. And I'm telling you right now, if you want the most action, sunrise, sunset. Those are the two busiest times of the day for the animals. That's their feeding schedule. Bowels, tall, or they're creatures of habit.
That's right.
And that's the habit, is they like to do their work when it's early or when it's before it turns dark.
Right.
You might even see an antelope or two.
That would be
a
cool.
pronghorn.
Oh, that
would be cool.
We have pronghorns are now getting onto the refuge.
They're coming in and doing their grazing and stuff.
What, 14 miles of fencing have been
replaced
to make them antelope friendly, because antelope don't jump. They climb under. They crawl under.
So like a wire fence probably going to collapse where they need something with wood or something they can.
Well, they can slide under it.
Oh, they can go under. Okay.
They climb under.
Oh, I got you.
Under the fence.
Well, I'm sure they got a whole. Of course, you got to be careful if they got full-on antlers. That might get caught in the fence.
I'm not sure what they did for that. But yeah.
But come see nature in action. Come see the beauty that is in your own backyard.
Right.
It is. I say it every time you hear it. It is literally an oasis in the desert. That's what it is. So come make your family a part of it here this holiday season. Come be a volunteer, and don't forget, come shop. Come visit that gift store. You don't realize how big of a help that is to the friends by you coming and buying books and toys and shirts and things for the family. So, is there anything we missed? Anything I wanted to cover, or we just spaced out on?
Good.
Thank you so much for the award. I am so thankful for that.
Thank
you.
Quite welcome, and thank you for all you've done for us.
It's easy. I said I got the easy part. Y'all have the hard work. I just
I
act like an idiot and turn this on, and
that's right. You're here for that.
I'm good at it.
Yeah,
I'm the village idiot. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, it is 8:33. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk to Juanita Jennings and talk city business. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
After Christmas, the Roswell Municipal Landfill will have a dedicated container for Roswell residents to dispose of Christmas trees for free. A designated roll-off dumpster will be available December 27th through January 5th at 3006 West Brasher Road to collect the trees. The trees should remain separate from other trash when they're dropped off. The trees will be accepted as long as there are no decorations or lights on them. A minimal amount of tinsel is okay. Any metal tree stands must be removed. The trees will be turned into mulch and added to the landfill's mulch supply, which is offered to the public for free. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
You get a text, and for whatever reason, you don't want the person who sent it to know that you've actually read it. I've got your back. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by NetSuite. Want consistently excellent performance? Download NetSuite's KPI checklist free at netsuite.com/Kim. You've got two options. Number one, turn on notifications on your phone. When a message comes in, you'll see the entire thing right on your screen, or just enough to know what it's about without actually opening it. Number two, go stealth. Once you get a text, immediately put your phone in airplane mode. Then turn off Wi-Fi. This totally cuts off the internet. You can still look at the message, but there's no way for a read receipt to be sent. Now, you can avoid this entire situation by turning off read receipts. On an iPhone, head into Settings, select Messages, and toggle off Read Receipts. For Android, open the Messages app, Settings, and under Chat or Advanced, disable Read Receipts. Now that's the way to go. Enter to win a brand new iPhone now at commando.com/win. If your business is scrambling to close the books on time each month, then you should know these three numbers: 37,025-1. To start, 37,000 businesses have already upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. And this year, NetSuite is celebrating their 25th anniversary. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less, close books in days, and drive down costs. And finally, that #1, because your business is one of a kind. NetSuite offers customized solutions for all your KPIs in one efficient system. It's one source of truth to manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. Everything you need, all in one place. Right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist, designed to give you consistently excellent performance, absolutely free at netsuite.com/Kim. That's netsuite.com/Kim to get your own KPI checklist. netsuite.com/Kim.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Mid to upper 60s, and we get pretty nice weather today with lots of sunshine. Scattered showers move in tonight with a low pressure system. Will drop into the low and mid 40s. We've got a pretty good chance of showers and thunderstorms through the day on Saturday, and we're expecting low 60s. Back to sunny weather on Sunday, our high in the upper 50s to low 60s. A little cooler Christmas Day, low 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, we got Roswell versus Goddard at the Goddard Gym tonight, and both girls basketball and boys basketball starts at 5:30. But let me give you some district realignment news that happened in the last couple of weeks. The NMAA, of course, every couple of years they realign districts, usually just small tweaking. But starting next season in football, you're going to have big old districts. For instance, for Roswell and Goddard, they'll still be in a district with Artesia and Mayfield, but add to the list teams like Lovington, Gadsden out of Anthony, as well as Santa Teresa. And did I say Deming? Okay, they're part of it too. That's going to be the major difference. NMMI and Dexter will also be in a different district next year, including Cobre, Hatch Valley, Hot Springs, Ruidoso, and Socorro. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits rose marginally last week, the latest suggestion that the economy was regaining some momentum. Oil prices fell roughly $1 a barrel on Thursday, after Angola said it would exit the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, raising questions about the producer group's efforts to support prices by limiting global supplies. Honda Motors' American unit is recalling about 4.5 million vehicles worldwide over risk of fuel pump failure. Carnival on Thursday posted a quarterly loss while beating estimates for revenue as demand remains steady, giving cruise operators enough room to bump up ticket prices. Despite pricier tickets, cruises remain a cheaper option than most overseas vacations, broadening their appeal among younger travelers choosing to spend their disposable income on a novel experience. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
It's 12 days of Christmas here at Richland Chevy
and Richland Dodge. Register now through December 22nd to win $100.
No purchase necessary, that's right. One winner a day will be chosen to win the money.
It's easy. Go to our Facebook page or log on to richlandcdjr.com.
Or rlchevrolet.com and register to win. $100 could be yours. Use it however you want, or buy yourself something sweet.
Or just put it in your pocket and save it for later. Don't miss your chance.
Register today. Have yourself a Merry Christmas from Richland Chevy
and Richland Dodge.
In this joyous season of giving thanks and sharing love, Artesia General Hospital would like to say thank you. They are grateful for the privilege to serve you and your family and for the trust you place in their caregivers. It is an honor to serve the people of Southeast New Mexico. The entire team at Artesia General Hospital wishes you joy and health this holiday season. Artesia General Hospital, your destination for health, your partner for life.
It takes a long time to develop trust. At LaGrone Funeral Chapel, they've been earning your trust for decades. They understand how important it is to friends and family to celebrate a life in the way you choose. The professionals at LaGrone will ease your stress and anxieties. They'll provide the guidance you need to select a service that's appropriate. And that's what they've been doing for generations, earning your trust and doing the right thing. LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, 900 South Main in Roswell. Online at lagronefuneralchapels.com.
When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
Are you ready to make a real difference in your community? Introducing the New Mexico Army National Guard. Serve your community with pride and become a part-time hero. Join our dedicated team and enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Get full-time benefits without sacrificing your current career or education. When disaster strikes and your community needs assistance, you'll be there to lend a helping hand. So don't miss out on the opportunity to receive education, adventure, and financial stability, all while serving your country. Get started by calling 1-800-GO-GUARD.
Listen, fellas, I'm about to give you the skinny. Are you tired of not having anything fun to do to celebrate the new year with your gal? Well, here's the scoop. Friday, December 29th, the Liberty is hosting an evening of dinner and a show called Radio Razzle Dazzle. The show was set on New Year's Eve 1940 in a radio studio where you get to watch a live radio play being performed. However, the scripts are missing and the cast and crew have passed out or eloped and the sound effects machine is broken. So you'll get to watch and see if the remaining cast can pull off the radio event of the year. I hear it's a real gasser. This will make a perfect holiday date night for you and your gal. So ring in the new year in style by joining us at the Liberty Friday, December 29th for Radio Razzle Dazzle. Check out thelibertyinc.com for tickets. Brought to you by MW Entertainment and 106.5 Roswell Talk FM.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up here in just a few short seconds. Stay tuned next hour. We do have a schedule to come in. Bill Williams, Chaves County Manager. I was a week off on that one. So he's going to join us next hour to give us the rundown of the last county commission meeting and talk about other things happening in and around Chaves County. So next hour, we'll have Chaves County Manager Bill Williams. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Elliot Rodriguez with Loan Depot will join us, give us an update on there. He always talks and gives us sage advice when it comes to procuring the finances for your home. So always good advice there. So that's up next hour with Bill Williams and Elliot in the 9 o'clock. We'll be back after news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. How's your budget holding up? The Fed's preferred measure of inflation suggests we got a tiny bit of relief from rising prices in November.
The report from the Commerce Department showed that U.S. consumer prices slid 0.1% last month from October and were up 2.6% from November 2022. Excluding volatile food and energy prices, so-called core inflation last month was up 0.1% from October and 3.2% from a year earlier. All of the numbers showed somewhat more progress against inflation than economists had expected. Ken Lorman reporting.
As the record-breaking surge of illegal aliens across the southern border continues, some senior U.S. officials will visit Mexico to talk about the situation.
President Biden is sending the Secretaries of State and Homeland Security and the White House Homeland Security Advisor to meet with Mexico's president and staff in the coming days. The announcement came after the two presidents spoke.
Both presidents shared a similar concern about the increase in migratory flow here in recent weeks and months. There has been a dramatic increase.
National Security spokesman John Kirby. In recent weeks, an estimated 10,000 people have been crossing illegally into the U.S. every day. Greg Clugston, Washington.
In a letter to the president, House Speaker Mike Johnson urges him to enforce U.S. immigration law and resume construction of the border wall. Suspect in custody in an early morning shooting inside a Richmond, Virginia hospital. One person suffers serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the 27-year-old suspect went to the hospital on his own for a mental health evaluation. Stocks higher this hour on Wall Street. The Dow is up 93 points. The Nasdaq trading 67 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The U.S. is spearheading an all-out drive to ensure safe shipping in the Middle East. The latest from the Media Line's Felice Friedson.
The American effort to keep Middle Eastern shipping lanes safe from threats by Iranian terror proxies will be multinational. There have been more than 100 missile and drone attacks by the Houthis, who have vowed to target any ship that is Israeli-owned or taking cargo to or from Israel. The vessels targeted by the Yemeni terrorists represent 35 different nations. U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin announced the multilateral effort to protect shipping to be called Operation Prosperity Guardian. Participants include the U.S., United Kingdom, Bahrain, Italy, France, Netherlands, Norway, Seychelles, Canada, and Norway. Major shipping companies have begun to circumvent the southern Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. California is suing the hiring practices.
The state alleges the store violated state law by asking job seekers whether they had criminal records and illegally rejecting hundreds of applicants, ignoring the state's Fair Chance Act, which took effect in 2018. It bars employees from asking about criminal histories before offering jobs and only allows them to rescind the offer if the crime would impact the job offered. Ralph's parent company, Kroger, had no comment. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
Authorities in the Czech Republic say 3 foreign nationals among 25 people wounded when a 24-year-old student opened fire at a university in Prague, killing 14 people. The mass shooting is one of the Czech Republic's worst attacks in recent years. The police chief says it was a lone gunman who opened fire on the philosophy department building of Charles University, and the gunman is dead. Czech government declaring Saturday a national day of mourning. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of the world down his shoulder. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm breathing through it. Flamenco guitar, the cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to our number the deuce of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday before Christmas, everybody.
Christmas Eve.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
The eve of the eve of the eve of Christmas Eve.
That's right. We are a mere 3 French hens away from Christmas Day.
Yeah. Look for the 2 turtle dogs, by the way.
Turtle dogs?
Tomorrow, the turtle dogs. I know that y'all say doves. I like dogs.
Okay. All right. You can be wrong. That's fine too.
No. My dogs have turtle shells.
What's a turtle dog?
It's a dog that lives in a turtle shell.
Oh, okay.
Hey, people just making stuff up in this world. Why can't
Got Sam Squanches running around all over the place.
Turtle dogs.
Turtle dogs. It definitely made me double take. I was like, yeah, two turtle. What?
Well, what's a turtle dove? I mean, really, I've never seen a turtle dove. What's a turtle dove?
It's a kind of dove.
With a turtle shell?
No.
In my world, it has a turtle shell. Why call it a turtle dove?
When I was a kid, all I could think of when I heard turtle doves was in, I think it's Mario 3. There's a bird with a turtle shell. Not the Koopas, but there's like a bird that you can jump on and float on.
Uh-huh.
And that was what I always thought a turtle dove was.
Oh, I'll go with that.
Made total sense to me.
I mean, they make turtle dove soup?
I would imagine. Probably a little gamey, but yeah, he could probably pull it off.
I guess they're expensive if you only get, two of them?
Two of them.
Yeah.
Or three. Yeah, two turtle doves, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It must be expensive.
If you're going off of the 12 pains of Christmas, today's pain of Christmas is hangovers.
Yeah. Oh, did we ever figure out Festivus?
It's tomorrow.
It is the 23rd. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, 4 days ago to the day, our boss sent out a 4 days till Festivus, so I've just been going off of that. So,
I thought that officially Festivus was the 23rd of December. So
'tis. I'm gonna have some grievances about that tomorrow.
Right. So I got to go back and listen to the whole spiel, but I know it's the airing of the grievances.
It's feats of strength.
Feats of strength.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember. There's something else in there, isn't it?
It starts with the airing of grievances.
Yes.
It's followed by feats of strength, and I think I'm not sure. I mean,
there's something else with the poll.
Well, the
right?
poll, the Festivus poll.
Right,
yes.
but there's something you have to do. I thought it's been so long since I've seen that episode. Although I was
got
watching,
a lot of problems with you people.
I was at lunch yesterday. I went home for a little bit, and I was flipping channels, and I stopped on an episode of Seinfeld. It was the not that there's nothing wrong with that episode. If you've ever seen that one.
Okay, great.
Where they thought that Seinfeld and George were gay, and
not that there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
I love how you can reference an episode of Seinfeld by the thing that happens. Yeah, that's.
And then Kramer looks at Seinfeld. Well, it makes sense. You're single, thin, and in your 30s. And he looks at Kramer and goes, "You're single, thin, and in your 30s." And he just leaves. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Oh, that's a great episode.
So this is how to observe Festivus.
Okay.
Starting out, you adorn an aluminum Festivus pole to be displayed in the home. Then you serve a traditional dinner in the evening. During dinner, you allow the airing of grievances.
Okay.
That's followed by feats of strength.
Feats of strength,
yes. That follows dinner and involves wrestling the head of the household.
That's it. I knew there was something else in there.
And you wait and hope for a Festivus miracle, which is a frequent, if unimpressive, miracle.
Like the water turned on or something.
Right. Like two of the same color car just drove by. I have that when I see two of the same kind of truck parked next to each other. I'm like, did I just glitch the Matrix?
Yeah. I get that sometimes because I have a Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving around. Next thing you know, I was like, why is there 7 other Jeeps around me all of a sudden?
Dude, as soon as you make contact with a vehicle, you will see nothing but that vehicle everywhere.
Yep. It is the glitch in the Matrix, man. You see the cat walk by a second time.
That or you realize just how gullible we all are to buy the same kind of car.
Yeah.
Because I have seen so many Jeep Renegades floating around Roswell.
I'm surprised that pen actually writes. That's the first person I've seen seen anybody use that as a pen.
I've used it. It's a great pen.
As a pen?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anybody use it. Usually just
It was interesting to see him grab the crab claw and click it to make
If you like a real
notes.
pen, I can give you one.
Tip touches the dips in the inkwell.
Yeah, instead of using quills, why didn't you use crab claws?
I feel like we were really missing out, You just grab a crab out of the water, snap a claw off, dip it in the inkwell, and
that's why the people on the coast, their handwriting's so awful.
Mm-hmm. I think you got
because they write with a crab claw.
There's been a lot of references to crab today.
I know.
So
I got
close
crab bombs sitting in my fridge.
So close to Christmas, it's not tradition.
Although I gotta be careful. I'm a little worried that's gonna turn to another kind of bomb later. Kim was like, "We can do it this week." I was like, "No, it's seafood. It's got to be fresh. You can't mess around with seafood."
Right.
So you mess with the crab will bite back. So we'll see. But big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes. On that note,
they are kind enough to be our breakfast buddies each and every single Friday, and they provide us with delicious breakfast treats. I'm almost drank all my iced tea, but I got a sidecar of a Egg McMuffin waiting for me here.
Sidecar.
So I'll have that here in just a bit. But big thank you to McDonald's, as they do each and every Friday, provide us with delicious breakfast treats. Let McDonald's be your friend this holiday weekend as family and friends come to town, or you're traveling to go. Hit that app, download it. You can utilize it. If you're on the road, you can use it at any McDonald's. You could order ahead, go through the drive-thru, pick it up, and continue on your road trip like nothing, like you didn't even lose a beat there. Or maybe, because we are in Roswell and we have one of the most famously well-known McDonald's in all of the lands. If your family's coming out and you say, hey, let's go play in the Alien, the UFO McDonald's and all that, you could order ahead, shows up, and it's ready and waiting for you. You could sit down and right there and enjoy it, and then go turn everybody loose on the playland, like your father and whatnot, and then have some fun. So big thank you to McDonald's. Utilize that app. It is your friend. Don't forget the deals. The deals on there are great. You start earning rewards the first time you use the app, and next thing you know, you've got baller status of free food points. And how are you doing on your points right now?
I'm in the 20s right now.
Nice.
Yeah. It saved my bacon the other day. Had to feed the kiddos and had not a lot of Skrilla, so went ahead and used a couple points. And if you wait 15 minutes, then you can use more points.
Nice.
You just got to wait a little bit.
So if you play it right, think of it like the 7-course holiday meal.
Right.
Where they come in waves.
There
and
you
you
go.
go hit the first wave, wait 15 minutes to get wave number 2. Next thing you know, you got like a 10-course meal and you got it for free.
It's absolutely free.
It's not a bad move.
Not at all.
I like it. But big thank you to McDonald's. We much appreciate that. Bill Williams, Chaves County Manager, going to join us here in just a few minutes. Give us the rundown of last county commission meeting and other things happening in and around Chaves County.
Last commission meeting of 2023. Let's be clear.
That's true. It is the final one of the year. Probably.
Unless some stuff goes down.
There is a week left. We can see what happens.
Stuff's going crazy in the county.
I think most people are now full on in holiday mode now, so they're not thinking about work stuff. So, but we'll get an update from Bill here in just a few minutes.
Can we just start calling Bill the commish? Well,
he's not a commish.
You're a commish.
He's a manager.
Okay, fair enough.
Although the manager has a like that seems like it could be the next Jason Statham movie. The
manager?
Yeah.
The night manager.
Well, right now he's got the beekeeper. So when the beekeeper's done, we can do the manager.
I haven't even heard of the beekeeper.
There's been commercials. That's right. No, you haven't seen the commercials?
I haven't.
There's a new Jason Statham movie that's either out now or about to come out in the theaters, and it's called The Beekeeper, and it's an atypical Jason Statham movie. He's a former, some kind of criminal SEAL military guy that comes in now. He's just, an average schmo, and he wants to defend the little guy. It's an atypical Jason Statham.
He's been busy. I didn't even realize the Meg 2 just came out, or came out recently.
That was 2 years ago, dude.
No, it was like a year ago.
No, it's been on cable for a year.
Has it really? Yeah. God, I am so behind on movies.
The Meg 2
No, you know what it is? My friends just went or just saw it recently, so that's why it's on.
But you didn't
radar.
miss nothing. I mean,
yeah, no,
I'm surprised there is a Meg 2.
I didn't see Meg 1.
Right? I'm like, Meg wasn't worthy of 2 Megs.
Honestly, it's the least popular character on Family Guy. How did she get 2 movies? Shut up, Meg.
But yeah, he's got a new movie out there.
Oh, good for him.
Yep.
He keeps bees, and then slides down.
Well, that's just it. I saw the trailer. I didn't see any bees, so I don't know what the beekeeper reference comes from. But I'm gonna guess he sits in the mountains now and keeps bees, makes honey.
Sure.
After his career of covert operations.
It's been a hard run for me. I'm in the mountains making honey now.
Well, that's what they do. After your covert operations and you're doing all your stuff, then you go to the mountains and make honey with bees. But someone's got to mess up the plan, and you got to go in and regulate. That's how it works. Roy has to chime in.
Yeah, because I'm sure he's got the inside synopsis.
Well, have you seen the trailer for it?
I did.
At the beginning, he's the beekeeper for the lady he's working for.
Oh, so I missed that part. I think I wouldn't start to pay attention to about 10 seconds into the trailer. I'm like, oh, Statham exploding.
Yeah, I think the organization he works for, they disguise themselves as beekeepers. I think that might be it.
That's a good cover.
I can't wait for his next movie, The Bathroom Attendant.
See, that's a good cover because they literally have to wear masks.
Oh, yeah. Chainmail masks, too.
I think it's a metaphor, too, because they're like all a hive or something.
Well, see, what I was thinking
I love
is
a good metaphor
bullets
in my
whizzing by
action
your
movies.
head sound like bees, right? Because of the buzz. So I was thinking the beekeeper was he's keeping bullet. I don't know. I just
I'm pretty sure that's what the stormtroopers call their sharpshooter group, the beekeepers.
Yeah, the beekeepers.
Because they always miss you and they go right by here. I saw a bit on, and then we got to move on. I saw a bit yesterday. It was a Star Wars video clip from one of the things, and someone did their own voiceover work to it. And it's basically two stormtroopers sitting behind like a barrier while there's a war going on. And then one of them's looking up like, who's this blue guy or who's this guy with the blue flash, the blue glow stick running around out here? And the other guy's like, he's like a Jedi. And he goes, oh, it's a blue one? They're the bad one. He goes, they're really a pain. And the other guy's like, hey, he doesn't look that tough. I could take him. He's a little skinny kid. He's just talking. He's like, well, now I'm pretty sure you can't. He's like, no. He's like, I just catch him when he's like, no. And then they show him going out and then he gets blasted. It's just funny. Who's this dummy with the blue glow stick? That's a Jedi. I thought they're all about peace. That guy just took out like 12 guys. Yeah, they're like that. It's pretty good. All right, it is 8:18. Let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Mid to upper 60s, and we get pretty nice weather today with lots of sunshine. Scattered showers move in tonight with a low pressure system will drop into the low and mid 40s. We've got a pretty good chance of showers and thunderstorms through the day on Saturday, and we're expecting low 60s. Back to sunny weather on Sunday, our high in the upper 50s to low 60s. A little cooler Christmas Day, low 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 42 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 76%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Today, during the day, says sunny. Ain't that yet. It's still a little cloudy out there. Sunny for the day with a high of 65. Winds out of the north 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, that changes. 40% chance of showers, mainly after 11 p.m. But this is, I guess they had the Hallmark guys write the weather report today because it's literally the tonight's weather report, scattered showers between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m., then scattered showers and thunderstorms after 5 a.m. Why do you need to tell me in between here? Just tell me it's going to rain between, you know what I mean? Just come on. It's like they're getting paid by the word here. But and the Saturday one's even better. I'm going to read it verbatim. In essence, is a chance of rain. Showers likely with a possibility. Let me start over. Showers likely and a possibility a thunderstorm before 11 a.m., then scattered showers and thunderstorms between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., then scattered showers after 2 p.m. I know what they're doing. They're trying to say showers, but then there's like a chance of thunderstorms and showers. It's going to rain. Chances between 11 a.m. and after 2 p.m. They say this eventually it'll clear off and move out. High of 63 tomorrow, but it is going to be breezy. South winds 10 to 15 early. Later in the day, 15 to 20. Could see wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. And they're saying we could get anywhere between a tenth and a quarter inch of rain on Saturday. Saturday night, it's all gone. Mostly clear skies with an overnight low of 38. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny and 55. Breezy for your Christmas Eve. Northwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. And then for your Christmas Day, sunny skies, 48 for a high. And then just kind of glancing at next week, looks like we'll be in the mid-50s. Tuesday, upper 50s and 60s by Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So that's what they're saying as of right now. All right, it is 8:21. Quick break, and then Bill Williams will join us here, Chaves County Manager. Don't go away.
read a quote once that said, "When you blame others, you give up your power to change." Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
We all want to play the victim at times. It even feels good to feel sorry for ourselves. But that puts a lid on our life. It stunts our growth, it damages our marriages, and if you have children, it can even hurt them.
It can seem like a daunting task to take responsibility for our actions. But the Bible says in Philippians 4:13, we can do everything through Christ who gives us strength.
If you've never experienced the love of God, then you don't know your true potential and don't realize how good God is. When you're feeling like a victim, turn to God. He'll give you the strength to move beyond yourself and help you have a victorious marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
The holidays are here, and the Honey Depot is on Santa Watch. The Honey Depot is the little store with so much more. You'll find sleighfuls of amazing one-of-a-kind gift items for everyone, even the humbugs on your list. It's a veritable winter wonderland of decor and gifts. Everything from candles to soaps, books, Bible study journals, home decor, children's toys, stocking stuffers, local honey, seasonings, candies, and more. Open Monday through Friday, 11 to 5:30, Saturdays 10 to 6, and Sundays 1 to 6 at 104 West Hermosa Drive in Artesia. Before Santa slides down your chimney, slide on in. Merry Christmas from the Honey Depot.
This is a call to action. I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. There's so much at stake this election cycle. The life of the unborn, your safety, the cost of living, and most of all, our religious freedom. I'm calling on every Christian from every church to step out of the pews and go to the polls and cast your vote. I ask for your vote. Send a woman of faith to Washington that will protect and stand strong for our values.
Paid for by Garcia Holmes for Congress.
God is with us. It's what this season represents. God entering this world in the form of Jesus, God's Son, our Messiah, which means He's with us. But this is only a small part of the Christmas story. It's good and right to celebrate the birth of Jesus, but we can't stop with that. We can't leave Him in the manger. We should learn from the boy who amazed the teachers in the temple. We should learn from the man who lived a life of service, who loved the unlovable and the outcast, who was outraged by men who made a mockery of God's temple, who forgave the man that denied Him 3 times. We should learn from the end of the story too, from the Christ who willingly died on the cross to be the sacrifice for our sins. But we still can't stop there. We should celebrate the Messiah who was raised from the dead to show that not even death has power over God. We must answer His call to continue His story by honoring that birth, that life, that death, and most importantly, that resurrection. In this season and in all seasons, God is still with us.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
At Artesia General Hospital, our emergency department experts care for more than 10,000 people each year. Our emergency department is open 24 hours a day and there's always a doctor on duty. We specialize in advanced adult and pediatric life support and trauma services, making sure you have access to quality care when every second counts. From unexpected illness to serious injuries, you can trust our team to provide exceptional emergency care in any situation. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/emergency.
Merry Christmas from everyone at National Furniture Liquidators in Roswell. Now through Christmas, drop off toys at NFL's 203 East McGaffey location in Roswell and receive Santa-sized discounts. Drop off 1 toy, get 10% off. Drop off 2 toys, get 20% off. Drop off 3 toys, get 30% off. You get the idea. Drop off up to 5 toys and get 50% off. All the toys will be given away this Christmas. Merry Christmas from everyone at National Furniture Liquidators, 203 East McGaffey in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:26, and joining us in studio this morning, now officially, Bill Williams, Chaffetz County Manager.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good. Y'all ready for Christmas?
I am as ready as I'm going to be. I think I've got all my purchases made, just ready to hand them out. And,
Good deal.
And get my loot.
Is your wife kind of the main gift, for...
Yeah.
You got to take care of her, but...
Right, but she's the brains behind the operation on many levels, not just Christmas.
I think that's 9 out of 10 households that's the case here.
She's the one that takes care of everything and everybody and has all these great ideas. Been thinking for months on, that would be the best gift for...
I wish I had that ability in me. I just don't. I'm like, no, it's July. What are you talking about?
I think it's called shallow.
Maybe.
You know.
Maybe I'm just a shallow, narcissistic fool. I would not argue that, but
No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But are you going to be in town? Or are you going to travel? Or
we will be in town until the day after Christmas, and we're going to drive to Albuquerque and see my daughter and son-in-law
Okay.
there. My son just flew in the day before yesterday. He missed his first flight, but then made it. So he's here with us for Christmas. Then we'll all go.
Based on holiday travel these days, he actually gets a pretty smooth flight, I think. You only miss one. That's pretty good.
Right. Yeah. And then he was on standby for a while. You know, this time of year. That's
you got to really like airports to want to travel this time of year.
Awful.
God bless you, folks. Not me. But anyway, of course, for folks not familiar, Bill joins us each month and gives us the rundown of what happens at the county commission meeting. And, of course, if there's other things that we want to let the folks know about that's going on, that we always talk about that here, too. So I'm guessing it's hit or miss with these last meetings of the year. They're either really busy or really dead. There's kind of not an in-between on them.
You know, usually we can kind of estimate how long a meeting's going to be based on prior years.
Yeah.
And usually the December meetings, not crickets, but it's not busy.
Yeah.
Yesterday was the exception.
Of
I
course.
truly believe that yesterday's meeting was going to be the longest meeting that we had ever had since I've been at Chaves County. Not as long as city council meetings,
I was about to
mind
say,
you.
y'all
However,
are y'all trying to do the hold my beer thing with the city council?
but I have to hand it to Chairman Bilberry. If anyone can run a meeting, it's him. There's no wasted time.
I'll
It's,
say,
let's
he's
get
not,
it done.
He's not a man of filler.
He gets it done and
He's
covers
usually
all
succinct and to the point.
crosses his T's, dots his I's, makes sure it's all right. But man, he moves the meeting, and I thought even he was going to have trouble getting us out of there before about 12:30.
Wow.
He made it about a quarter till 12. We've had longer meetings than that. He did an amazing job.
Well, one
getting
thing
it done.
I've noticed about Mr. Bilberry is, just from my leanings with him, and like you said, he's that guy that could, it takes me a whole paragraph to tell you something. He could say it in 4 words.
Yeah, he's pretty succinct. Yeah.
For me, it's a blessing because of my day job, but efficiency, I'd rather be Bill.
I want to give a shout out and attaboy to Commissioner Jeff Bilberry. He was awarded Cattleman of the Year by New Mexico Cattle Growers Association last Friday night.
Congratulations.
I was up there and was honored with an opportunity to speak with cattle growers of New Mexico, and that's a group that I really appreciate and
Tell me they had a steak dinner.
Admire. We had beef every time.
I'm about to say.
Every time we ate, and it was some good stuff.
And that one, people are like, chicken or beef, everyone looks at the chicken, but like, what? You
Yeah.
crazy?
There's a lot of chicken left over at an event like that, but the beef, that's where it's at.
That's right.
But he was awarded their highest award for the year, and of course, there are a lot of people had to convince him that something else was going to happen, and he was definitely caught off guard. He says he's going to get even with a lot of folks for being less than genuine with him. So, but
dish best served cold.
but it's an honor to be associated with that organization, and at his level, he was even humbled greatly by the award.
Yeah, that is awesome. And and that's just it. People, the county commissioners, that's not their day job,
right?
That they are citizen politicians. They are, at that level. That their day job is they're lawyers, ranchers, farmers, and various other things. And Jeff, that's his life is cattle and beef and all that. And he decided to break away from that to do his civic duty as a county commissioner.
And on top of it, it's appreciated that every commissioner leaves their job, comes out to the county commission meeting. But if you're just working in town, it's 5 minutes over there, and you have your meeting 5 minutes, and you're back on the job.
We're not in your ranch.
Jeff has to drive at least 45 minutes on a good day just to get to town, to the meeting, and then another 45 minutes to get back out to the ranch or wherever they're working. Their ranches actually span all the way from Roswell to pretty close to Clayton. I think. They are all the way across the state, and then they have ranches in California as well that he manages. So
he spends a lot of time on the road.
He spends a lot of time, and it's appreciated.
Absolutely.
Yesterday's meeting, the first thing that we got to do was have employee longevity pins. And we've talked about this before, about how people go to work for the county.
See, that's why your meeting was long, because you have so many employees that love to work there and have been working there for so long. That's why it took long. You had to thank all these people.
Right. You know, there's, we gave pins. We had one retirement, and Gilbert Granados, he spent 24 and a half years at the county, and we gave him a plaque with the understanding he's got to come back for another 6 months.
You got to finish out the 6 months.
25.
That's right.
You know,
yeah.
I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's going to.
He's probably got
take
that
his
saved
plaque
up
and
and
go
leave.
home.
He's probably
Yeah.
got that saved up and leave or whatever. So he's like, I'll just
Well,
cash in my.
You know, Gilbert was an asset and an ally and a great friend, and we're going to miss him at the county.
Absolutely.
He was the guy that went out and did the vector control, so you'd hear him at 2:00 in the morning out spraying for mosquitoes around your house
Gotcha.
if you've reported it.
Yeah.
And that's a good time to shout out. When summer comes, if you have mosquitoes around your place, call the county road department. They'll get you on the schedule, and the truck will come by in the middle of the night. You won't even know that they've been there.
Just because he's retiring, they got something to replace him. Don't worry.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sorry, no more mosquitoes. He retired.
Like a lot of the jobs, it's very important. So, kind of along the line of employees staying as long as they do at the county, we've been working for a while. I don't know. I didn't find any actual documentation when the last time a salary study was done by Chaves County.
Okay.
Now, we've made a lot of changes to the charts over the years and everything, and unofficial salary study, maybe where someone called another county. I found one where in the road department they called another county and a city and asked what they paid for these jobs, and then they made some adjustments there. We hired an independent firm that does nothing but salary surveys, and they studied all the surrounding counties, municipalities, other government entities, and then they kind of weighted things. For
Okay.
instance, Eddy County, Lee County, they have a lot of money from oil and gas. And of course, they can pay considerably more than everyone else, and they have to because people will go to the oil field.
Sure, their competition is a little stiffer.
So when you do a salary survey, for instance, if you're in Quay County, you're going to take into account what they pay in Eddy County and Lee County, that kind of thing, Carlsbad.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have a whole lot of weight to it. You know, it's going to adjust the figure somewhat. But when you live within driving distance of one of those jobs, now that makes a much bigger difference.
Gotcha.
And so they evaluated every position that we had for the county and provided a beginning of career, mid-career, and late career assessment of what we should be paying.
Yeah.
And so we've been working on that since we got permission from the county commission at last year's budget. That was one of the things that was one of our priorities for the county to push for. And they approved that. And it took us about 6 months to get the data. The HR department, finance department, myself, assistant manager, we've all been working and meeting and trying to take the data and then get it converted to something we could use. So we presented that to our finance committee for our mid-year. We had the total impact to our budget. And, of course, that's a reoccurring impact. It's
Sure.
not like buying a truck. You know,
That's right.
This is something ongoing.
It doesn't go away. There's always going to be employees. There's always going to be payroll.
And they supported it. So we took it to the full commission yesterday, along with all of our new charts. And over a period of years, as you make minor adjustments, you know, this job should be paid more. Or the minimum wage is going to be $15 an hour. I think we've talked about
Sure.
that. So you bring it up all at once, and it compresses those charts.
But that messes up the whole
all the way up.
scale.
So, for instance, a young man or woman comes in 20 years old to the county, you want them to come in, and more than likely at that age, they're going to come in at an entry-level job because they don't have a lot of experience.
Sure.
But there should be a way for them to navigate their way up the chart in 20 years from now, or 25. Some of these people we gave pins to yesterday, 25-year people. They should have an opportunity to navigate and work their way up. And if they're go-getters, you know, if they're dedicated to their job, if they, you know, do what they need to, they will have an opportunity to move up and learn as they go. And that's, you know, that's the way it should work.
Absolutely.
And
it's just like life. As life goes, you're ideally, you know, you hit the different stages in life and your priorities and your desires change. It's no different in your career. Right. You know, as those life moments happen, so is your job. You're getting promoted. You're getting pay raises, and you're growing in the job just like you're growing in life. And that's why the 20-year employee, you know, they're making more and they're at a different level than than the entrance. But at the same time, that's where the dance is.
Right. Correcting the charts fixed it so that now there's a reason to take on more responsibility. Some of these jobs, they had gotten so compressed, both horizontally and vertically, moving up the chart, that why would I take on more responsibility?
No
I'm only
incentive.
going to make a few cents an hour more.
The juice isn't worth the squeeze
And so
here.
now they're stationed or stepped back out like they're supposed to be spread out so that people who've been maxed out and no more incentive to grow in that category. Those charts have been extended just a little bit so that people who had nothing to look forward to except for cost of living increases, there were no more steps.
Give them a higher ceiling to.
And so all that worked. And of course, our retirement is longer now to get a full retirement than it used to be because, it's just the way it is.
It is. We're living longer. Everything's going on. Yeah.
So all those things were kind of addressed and fixed and all that. And one of the things that people often don't understand about government work is, well, I can make more money in the oil field because I can go down there and I can work overtime and all this, but they're paying me $3 an hour more than I would make doing essentially the same job for the county. What they don't take into account is the county, you've got retirement and you've got insurance, which a lot of those companies don't. I'm not saying all of them don't, but many of those companies don't have any long-term commitment to their employees. And Chaves County, amongst municipalities and other government entities, our county commission pays a higher amount of the percentage we have to pay into our retirement than most. And since I've worked for the county, I believe they've picked up every insurance increase, including the latest one that the state has sprung on us between open seasons where there's no ability to react to it. A full 10% increase on our insurance was also picked up by the county commission by their vote yesterday. So if a person is chasing construction or working in the oil field, they might be making $2 or $3 an hour more, but 20 years from now, they say, oh, you know what? I don't have any retirement.
Yeah, where's your 401k? Where's,
And so that's why a lot of times older people also like to come to the county and start. And the thing is, you've been working for 20 years, and yes, you have some experience, but when you come to the county, depending on what you're applying for, you may be starting at the bottom. Well, they pay this much out there. Yeah, but they don't have those deals. So you can't expect to work 20 years somewhere else and then come into the county and be up here where the 20-year people are making. No, you're going to have to come in somewhere.
Work your way up to that.
Somewhere lower and work your way up. But anyway, it's a great thing. We're very excited.
Well, the other advantage people don't, that it's really the big one is especially oil and gas. That's a volatile market.
Oh, my goodness.
And when it's good, it's really good. But when it's bad, it's really bad. And yes, you might make $2-3 more an hour right now, but your job's not guaranteed a year from now.
Yeah, boom and bust cycles in construction, oil and gas. Those there are times you can really do well, and there's times you're struggling.
And that's the difference with the county. Okay, it's maybe a couple dollars less an hour, but you know what? Like you said, the benefits and everything else, and plus your job is secure. If you want to do this for the next 20 years, it's all on you.
Well, and like I say, the couple dollars an hour over here, they're giving it to you so you can spend it today. We're also expending a couple of dollars an hour, except we're holding on to it for your retirement and for your insurance to take care of you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And as we get older, in my case especially, you start to realize things about retirement and insurance are important. When you're 20 years old, you're bulletproof and retirement.
Trust me, Bill and I were 21s too. We didn't think about it either when we were 20.
I didn't.
We didn't. But now, a few years later, we're doing that.
Yeah, a couple of years later. Yeah.
So that's why we tell you, trust us. We know what you're thinking because we were you.
But we're very thankful that our county commission considers the employees their greatest asset in the county, and we're all here to serve. So
absolutely.
If you see a problem in the county, give us a call. We will figure out a way to take care of problems.
Absolutely. And by the way, they are hiring. So look at the job list.
We're pretty much always hiring. On the hiring front, good news, we're almost fully staffed at our Chaves County Detention Center.
That's a statement you haven't been able to say in a long time.
No, and most detention facilities in the state and across the nation can't say that.
Yeah, it's nationwide. Is it a problem?
Within 6 months' time, our new leadership at the detention facility have just really made a turnaround. There's a lot of buy-in. You've probably seen the video that they filmed, produced themselves to recruit people. So the county is a good place to be. If you're looking for a job, come talk to us.
Tell you, great benefits. 20 years in, you can retire. Sure, it's hard work, but it's honest work. It's good work, and like you said, if you're looking for security and to place to build your nest egg and to build your family's foundation, county's got all the ingredients to help you do that. So.
They do, and we're all honored to work there and to serve the community and each other. It's a good thing. Also, yesterday we had the annual Chaves County flood control report.
Okay.
By statute, they need to report once a year to the county to let them know kind of what they've been doing the whole time. Of course, they've been busy. He had, a big slideshow. Brian Hotelin is the new flood control superintendent, and they have one flood commissioner who's not elected. It's an appointed position, but they have one flood commissioner, and that happens to be Tim Jennings.
Okay.
And so he came, and Brian did the report. Tim answered a few questions and kind of identified kind of where they want to go in the future. So that was a good thing. We had 3 public hearings yesterday, planning and zoning. One of them was tabled because the individuals were unable to attend. One of them was an appeal to a resolution to condemn a structure out on Ryan Road. It's out near the airport.
Okay.
The person came in and says, I would like a little more time to correct the problems because the condition of their place is really bad, and they've been asked to repair it for many years, and we've made a real push. The county has said some of these places where there are troubled areas,
there's health and safety concerns.
Absolutely, that they're going to have to correct it, or we're going to have to go in and do it for the rest of the neighborhood and for the benefit of the public. And so I believe there were 11 properties that Lewis did earlier in the year. Lewis is our planning and zoning director. And this was one of the properties. The individual, and that's a good thing about the county government. You can come to the commissioners if you have a problem. They already passed a resolution saying we were going to do this, but they're willing to listen to the individual when he came in and says, look, I would like to fix this. I need some.
They will work with you if you work with them. That's always been the case.
And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
They agreed to give him 60 days to make some changes. And then
it's no different with the city. Like by the time it gets to that level in front of the county commissioners or in front of city council.
It's in bad shape, yeah.
And it's been probably a couple years of back and forth on it before it gets to that level.
Probably
or more.
many more than a couple.
So it's not like this just sprung up out of nowhere.
Yeah, we respect private property rights and people doing what they do, but when it starts spilling over and affecting the neighborhood or a community, that's a different story.
Absolutely. When
attracting a bad element,
when you got a health and safety issue, then the onus goes back onto our government entities to correct and rectify that.
Another thing that they did in a public hearing, planning zoning related, is they vacated an alley in a platted subdivision. The subdivision was platted in 1903.
Okay.
And they actually had the little lots built out, and they had alleys and streets all identified in there. Well, they've never used the alley. It's not in town. It's out in the middle of nowhere for the most part. Well, not nowhere, but it's not.
It's not a heavily populated area.
It's town adjacent.
Gotcha.
So the need for alleys, the need from alleys is not real critical. However, since 1903 and 2023, the need to take care of our water resources has grown tremendously. So one of the things that's in our county ordinances is that you have to have a minimum acreage for septic tanks, and you have to have minimum acreages for wells and those kind of things. So by removing the platted alley, that allows each of these lots to have a minimum of 3/4 of an acre, which is what's required to get a septic system by New Mexico Environment Department. They need 3/4 of an acre to calculate for the drainage fields and all that.
Gotcha.
These lots were all pretty much half-acre lots, but by adding their half of the alley, then
it kind of made the numbers work.
And they were using that anyway because the alley was never actually officially there. Sure. It's not fenced off. Their fences still go to the middle. Right. So nothing really changed except on paper.
Right.
The alley's gone.
Life goes on exactly the same there. There's just
there's still a utility easement. That's the reason for alleys. A lot of times is to get telephone poles and power poles, those kind of things in there. Those still exist. It's just the land beneath it kind of goes.
Sure. Well, I'm guessing back in 1903 they were planning a neighborhood and everything right through there, and then how plans are, they change, and
they absolutely do.
And they don't fit with the modern times now, so we need to update that. So it makes sense.
So those were our things. on agreements and resolutions, our first agreement was we were able to obtain, and shout out to Adriana, who does our grant writing. She applied for a grant for a quality of life program. And as I told you before, we've been working with Main Street Roswell and their Great Blocks program.
Mm-hmm.
They came to us with $2.1 million and wanted to build a park. We said, as a matter of fact, we have something similar that's been in our ICIP for a while. We call it the Cultural Plaza.
Like minds thinking here.
And so they brought that money in to build something. So we're working with Main Street. We're working with the City of Roswell, Chaves County. All of us are working together to develop this project.
Okay.
In the meantime, Adriana says, well, let's see if we can get some more money for that. So she applied for quality of life grant from the state of New Mexico. So they sent us $201,000 to assist with the planning of that. So now, rather than using a portion of the $2 million that we could use for construction, everything's gone up exponentially.
Sure.
We'll be able to use that money, the $200,000, to come up with the design and
so it frees up some general fund money or something else.
Well, it's not general fund because it's a grant, but it's the money that's coming from Main Street Roswell.
Gotcha. What I mean is whatever money that was going to that replaces.
Bricks and mortar money is all 100% going to be there. So we can do the environmental assessments and surveying and drawing of the plans, all that stuff without touching the main body of money, and that can all go towards the park and the downtown bathrooms that are much needed when we have events.
And this is why your grant writers are great, because they're out scouring for these things, and it takes a certain mindset to write grants and things. It's a very valuable
it's
work.
real easy to say, we got $2.1 million for a project. She didn't think of it that way. She says, yeah, we've got $2.1 million. Let's get a little more so that we keep that $2.1 million intact to use for the whole project. She did a great job.
Yeah, grant writers, you've got good ones in there. They're good at finding and turning over. And then, of course, the meticulous work of applying for the grant.
Oh, my gosh. You have to write it exactly the right way, or you run afoul.
You're right. You're off just a little bit in the way they do it, and you're disqualified no matter how qualified you really are for it. So it is a very, very appreciated profession there.
We also had another resolution. We were talking about condemnations a minute ago, and the gentleman coming back and asking for some assistance there. A couple of other properties since have come up. One of them had a fire. We've been after them to correct their shortcomings for quite some time. They pretty much haven't done it. And well, since then, they've had a fire, which endangered much of the neighborhood.
Yeah. The whole reason why you're trying to tell them to do this in the first place.
And so that allowed us to really pardon the pun, turn up the heat on them and go ahead and go for the condemnation.
You had the "see, I told you so" moment.
Every 2 years we do, the assessor's office appoints people to the valuation protest board. So when they send you your tax bill for the year, you might say, what in the world? Why are they taxing me this much for my property? Usually, generally speaking, the property, they come up with the dollar amount. It's worth $100,000, and so they tax you on about a third of that. So the taxable amount is 33%, depending on. And this is very complex. And what I'm telling you is a very rudimentary example.
It's the bare bones.
But they go out and they figure out, well, you've got a home here, you've got these other improvements to the property, barns or other houses or
infrastructure.
All kinds of stuff here, fences, all that stuff come into play. And you might feel like, wait a minute, they're overtaxing me on this. And so if you feel like that's something that's happening, you have the right to protest. And because we're the ones that put the numbers together, of course, we need to call in an independent protest party that can assist us
a third
in
independent person,
evaluating that. Well, it's actually 2 people from the community and 1 person from the state.
Okay.
So we're totally out of it. But
gotcha.
So you come in and you say, I don't believe that I should be taxed $33,000 for my place. It's only, $20,000 would be more than enough. So you can go in, state your case. They'll evaluate everything. And like I said, it's a person from the state, a couple of people from our community that have a background usually in that type of thing, and they'll assess it and they'll say yes or no.
And they'll work as the arbitrators in this, basically.
And provide what's fair to our community.
Makes sense.
So the valuation protest board members that were nominated by the assessor and approved by the county commission. And again, there's another step, because the assessor is one elected official, the commissioners are another set of elected officials. So the assessor makes the nomination, but then the commission has to approve them. Just another separation of making sure that things are done fairly and properly, and
checks and balances.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so Bud Kunkel and Riley Armstrong were nominated and approved as the protest board members, valuation protest board members, and they also put alternates in there in case something happens. I don't want to get to protest time and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, but one of our guys is sick."
He's got a wedding this weekend. So.
Yeah. So our backups are Boyd Barrett and Bill Davis. And,
okay.
And everyone who's from our community understands all of those people have got a lot of.
They weren't picked haphazardly.
They have a lot of experience in appraisal, real estate, all the things that you would think would be good to know if you're being overtaxed on your property. And
they know the rights and wrongs of how to do that, and so they are more than qualified to assess whether it was done correctly or incorrect.
And so we're very honored that they're going to be a part of our team for the next 2 years. So,
good deal.
We also had a resolution to stand with Israel against the atrocities that are happening overseas and
Palestinians and all the war going on there and everything else.
And of course, those kind of things are controversial, but our commissioners, they're in tune with their constituents, and they've had requests to do this, and they felt this was the right thing to do, and
it's
they
to make
did
things official. A lot of us have common sense in our heart. We know these things, but sometimes you need to put it out there on paper to make sure there is no confusion on it.
Right. A resolution has no power of law. Of course, it's pretty much just a statement, but they're saying that, we think that we need to support them, and here's the reasons why.
It's a formal stance.
Exactly. And they did that, and proud that they did it.
Absolutely.
So that was one of the high points of our meeting yesterday as well. So we also kind of jumped the gun, you might say, did something a little out of order what we normally do. Normally we do our notice for public meetings for Chaves County Board of Commissioners and for the Indigent Hospital Healthcare Board. We have to advertise every year, as does planning and zoning. Anyone's having public meetings, they have to advertise. They have to pass a resolution saying that
they have to have a meeting about the meeting for the meeting.
We are going to be advertising this. This is how you can find information. We want to make sure that these are public meetings, that they're open to everyone. And
by law, you can't walk up and say, "Well, I didn't know about it," and so they say, "Oh, you didn't? Well, we did this, and this to do it by law." So that's why they have to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Normally, we do that at the first meeting in January. But also, normally we have a problem with the January meeting because the New Mexico County's legislative session is in the third week of January.
Yeah, it's a busy month.
And that's when our commission meeting is. So we almost always move our commission meeting to the fourth week of January, which we have to ask for. We have our list of this is when the meetings are going to be.
Because that's not the normal time, so you have to ask permission to change it.
We have a whole list of meetings says that we're going to advertise it here. Here's the dates the meetings are going to be. Here's the time it starts.
Because of that public forum, you can't just say, we moved it.
And then come December, we say, we're going to have to change next month's meeting and let everyone know that it's going to be the fourth week. So rather than change it, knowing that we're going to change it, and then requesting that we decided,
well, it's either that or we asked Santa Fe to move the legislative session, and they're not going to do that.
We just decided to go ahead and pass these two resolutions with the list of dates. So the July meeting and the January meeting currently are going to be the fourth week. It's possible something else could create a problem. We might have to move another one through the year, but as near as we know, those two meetings will be off schedule. Everything else will be the same. And the way we passed the resolution that, of course, this takes place January 1st of 2024.
There you go.
Doesn't start today. So that's perfectly fine.
So now that's one less thing you got to do at those meetings.
So in January we'll have less things on our agenda.
We're going to get out 5 minutes earlier. Knocked it out.
Also, we've talked many times about the road hearings and stuff. We have a whole policy that we follow. In December, we put out the agenda, the schedule, how we're going to do that. The applications will be available December the 26th, I think, this year, and go till February the 2nd. So if you're interested in changing how your road is viewed by the county,
now's the time.
Now's the time. But part of that is in May, the county commissioners make the decisions on the road. So if you have a road status change and there's a road that's a non-county maintained road, but it's their right of way, or you want a new road request, the county says, okay, we approve it in principle, you might say. We agree. The freeholders looked at it, said it's a good idea to take this road on. The county commissioners went out and said, yeah, we'll take this road on and the responsibility for this road after you bring it up to county standards, because we can't take a 2-track road winding through the mesquites. So there's got to be some semblance of a road. And we recognize that the general public aren't road builders.
Sure.
So we're not going to expect it to be perfect, but it has to be bladed, has to be a bar ditch, the appropriate width,
Sure.
has to have gravel on it.
It can't just be a couple of tire tracks in the dirt and say, yeah, that's the road.
That's the road. When are you going to fix it? You know? And so at the May meeting, they say, we will take it, say in principle, you might say, but you have until December to bring it up to county standards.
Gotcha.
That's how long you have to put the gravel on it, blade it. And I understand you might not want to invest the money in it until you're sure that the county's willing to take it.
Sure.
So
you're kind of saying, if you do this, we will take it.
Right. And so
basically.
The final step in the road hearings is at the December meeting, the road department director and our public services director goes out and evaluates those roads.
Make
and
sure those roads were done what they said they're going to do.
Did what they did, or at least made a good college try at it, you know. And we had one this year that 100% technically wasn't right, but 99% of it was. And said, yeah, let's go ahead and suggest that we take that one on. The last 25 feet that they failed to get done at the intersection. I think there was some confusion about the intersection, but they clearly invested their time and money and energy.
They were working with you.
Yeah.
There's just a confusion on
and we're not
details.
here to we're not here to say no, strictly it's this. We're here to work with people.
Sure.
We really are.
Yeah.
And so they did the final disposition on several roads. And so we have some new roads. We have a lot of stuff going. So
yeah, well, good deal. There is about a minute left here. Is there anything we want to make sure we cover before we get kicked off?
Yeah, real quick. We had some bids accepted. So we actually have a contractor for our public health office that we've been working on for a couple of years. You know, we're very excited to provide something that will be here for the next 50 years out of COVID monies that came, and so much of that money seems to have been squandered. And so Chaves County, when we received money, we said we want to have something here that's going to benefit the public for many years to come. So we decided to build a public health office. We accepted the bid on that. Very expensive. Construction is very expensive. You can't do that.
Well, you get what you pay for.
Pecos Valley Regional Communication Center, we've been working for a while. We had to rebid that one as well. But we did accept a contractor on that will be doing the construction and getting that finalized so that we can get Pecos Valley Dispatch moved into a new, bigger space. And we also had a much smaller project, court compliance remodel, a portion of the courthouse. When they built it, they left kind of a knockout in the wall so that you could put another set of doors in there from where you enter on Virginia Street, right where the sheriff's security location is.
Yeah.
So there's a knockout there that goes into another portion of the building that's off the public
the radar
use.
there.
Yeah. And so we're opening that up, and we're going to move the court compliance area over to there because they've outgrown their area
facility.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that'll free that up for other things. The courts have some mandated stuff, and they could use some more room. So probably it will go to the district courts. But anyway,
good thinking on those people that created that little area to allow expansion.
Oh yeah, whoever thought of that? Just a knockout. Hey, that was great.
Wise.
When I was reviewing the plans, I said, wait a minute, we don't have to, cut. We do have to cut through some brick and some wall, but they left a hole.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Smart.
Good thinking. But anyway, we're very proud to work for the county and for the county residents, the people in Chaves County, and like I say, if you have any issues or any problems, call whoever's in charge of that particular thing, and we'll do our very best to fix it. If we don't, call your county commissioners, and they will get our attention, and we'll do our very best to fix it. We always want to work with people, not work against them.
Absolutely. Well,
Merry Christmas. And
Merry Christmas to you, and and you and your family, and thank all of our commissioners for all the hard work they do and the sacrifices they make, and all those county employees that kick butt for us every day.
They
Appreciate
do.
them.
Our employees are great.
Awesome.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Bill. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and we'll see you in 2024. Yeah. All right, it's 9:01. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. News in progress.
What to do about the record-shattering flood of illegal immigrants across the southern border? President Biden is sending a high-level delegation to Mexico to talk about it. But Republicans insist that real border security involves enforcing U.S. immigration law, bringing back the Remain in Mexico policy, and building the border wall. Watching Wall Street, stocks are higher this morning. The Dow is up 26 points. The Nasdaq ahead 34, and the S&P is trading 12 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
3 foreign nationals among 25 people wounded after a student opened fire at a university in the Czech capital of Prague. 14 people were killed.
The mass shooting is one of the Czech Republic's worst attacks in recent years. Minister Vít Rakusan says police in Prague worked overnight and 13 of those killed have been identified. He also said 3 of those wounded were foreigners, 2 from Saudi Arabia and 1 from the Netherlands. The bloodshed took place on Thursday at the Faculty of Arts of Charles University, where the 24-year-old shooter was a student. He also died, authorities say. His name has not been released. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
One of the world's largest electric vehicle manufacturers, China's BYD, will open its first European EV manufacturing plant in Hungary. The Hungarian foreign minister says the plant, to be located in the country's south, is expected to employ thousands of people. News and analysis at townhall.com. One South American country may reap a windfall from the depths of the ocean.
The Colombian government will try to raise objects from the 1708 shipwreck of the galleon San Jose, which is believed to contain a cargo worth billions of dollars. The fate of the 300-year-old wreck has been controversial because it's both an archaeological and an economic treasure. The first attempts will be made between April and May, depending on ocean conditions in the Caribbean. Colombia's culture minister pledged it would be a scientific expedition, but the ship's 11 million gold and silver coins, emeralds, and other precious cargo from Spanish-controlled colonies could be worth billions of dollars if ever recovered. Keith Peters reporting.
American EV maker Tesla planning to produce energy storage batteries in China. Those plans are advancing with a signing ceremony for the land acquisition for the new factory in Shanghai. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, we're ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy happy Christmas
Eve.
Yes. The Friday before
That's right.
your Christmas holiday on
3
Monday.
days ago, we should have called it Christmas Eve 6. We really missed out on the opportunity.
Yeah. Yep. Could have made an homage to
Could
band
have gone inside out.
Eve 6.
Put our tender heart in a blender. Watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion.
10% of the audience would have.
That's right. But those 10%, that joke had everything. Dude, I unironically loved the band Eve 6 back in the day.
Yeah?
It was one of my favorite bands. Eve 6 and The Offspring were like two of my... You wouldn't have seen it coming from my normal likes of music.
Yeah.
But,
I always liked Offspring. They weren't bad. I mean,
Self-Esteem was like my theme song in high school.
to be honest, I liked The Offspring until Pretty Fly for a White Guy came out. And then I didn't care about
See, that
them
made me
anymore.
like him even more.
No, see, I liked them before that.
You know why that made me like him even more?
Huh.
Because that song starts exactly the same way as Rock of Ages. And when that song would come on the radio, it would irritate the ever-loving bejeepers out of my kid's mom.
Who's a huge Def Leppard.
Huge.
Yeah.
She'd hear the Gunther Klieben, Glauben, Globen, and then hear the do. She's like, dang it!
It's Offspring.
Offspring. That was always fun for me.
Like the song was fine and all good, but to me, it's that bougie thing. I liked them because no one else knew who they were. And then once everybody knew who they were, I was like, okay.
That's sort of why I like Eve 6 so much, though,
Yeah.
because I think it was their self-titled album, which was the one with Think Twice Before You Touch My Girl on it, and a couple other ones. That album, start to finish, is phenomenal.
Okay.
And they cross genres. Like there's a song on that album called Hey Montana, and it's real like bluesy country kind of sound. It's really good. I mean, the whole album's fantastic. But I like that album so much because it went under the radar. Not as many people paid attention to it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It wasn't the Inside Out album.
I think I'll talk more about The Offspring and Eve 6 right now than I have my entire life.
Not me, man. Not me.
Well, happy Friday before Christmas.
Yes, happy Eve 3.
Yes, Eve 3 is half of Eve 6.
They wish there could be Eve 6.
If they broke up, reformed, I wonder if they drop numbers for Eve.
We're Eve 4 now.
It's like you go to see Styx. It ain't Styx no more, man. It's Stick.
It's true. It's Stick. Or you could do what Queensryche did, just break up and both of you use the same name.
Really?
Yeah, the Queensryche broke up, and the guys who broke off Queensryche kept the name and stuff, but the dude who I think it was the lead singer who broke away was still touring with a different band with under the name Queensryche.
Well, I gotta be honest. When I think of Queensryche, it's the lead singer. I ain't thinking of the other guy.
Exactly. It's the only thing you think of is sliding next to you.
That guy and the rest of... I'm like, why would I even go to that concert?
By the way, Silent Lucidity bothers me so much because it doesn't rhyme. Like that song, if you listen to Sliding Next to You in Silent Lucidity, does not rhyme. That bugs me.
But it still flows.
It kind of flows. So every time I sing it, though, in my head, I go, Silent Lucidity, just so it rhymes.
Well,
that's my OCD. It's not complete if it doesn't fit the rhyme scheme.
I've always had a soft spot for Queensryche. Like I wasn't into Poison and some of those, but Queensryche Queensryche and Tesla were two bands.
Oh yeah, Tesla for sure.
Were two bands that they were like the glam rock bands to if you did want a bougie glam rock.
Live kind of fits in there too a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but although I would argue Live's not really glam rocky. They're more.
It's more like
they were in that alternative crossover.
I would say kind of like early '90s,
kind of
pre-grunge, grunge-ish.
Yeah, kind of they were the classier.
Just because
they were around when grunge, but they were more upscale than grunge. Like they wore nicer clothing.
Right. That's fair
That's
enough.
Pretty much the difference.
But like with Tesla, the one album that sticks out in my head is 5-Man Acoustical Jam.
Well, that was their huge.
It's the best album.
And to be honest,
full stop.
MTV Unplugged was a thing because of that.
Yeah.
Tesla made that relevant. And they had lots of bands do Unplugged, but the reason that show got legitimized is when Tesla
right,
did their deal on that thing, and everyone all of a sudden thought acoustic sets by rock bands were some kind of amazing thing. All of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, would you just get squirted on Earth last week? They've been doing this forever. Is our guest here?
Not yet.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just saying, Roy.
Oh, I thought I turned his mic on. I'm sorry, I didn't. I thought I did.
Oh, it's fine. I actually never heard of Queensryche until like last year.
Wow. Really?
When they started playing them on the rock station.
I can hear a lot of people your age understanding that, but not you, Roy.
Yeah, you're kind of more tuned into the music, especially to like the rock and alternative music scene.
Because you hit me with knowledge of music that sometimes I'm like, there's no way a man that age should know that.
Right, when Roy breaks out like Muddy Waters facts and stuff.
And I'm like,
wait, what?
It's impressive, Roy. It's a good thing.
Well, you know what it is?
And
his dad has a very eclectic music taste. I think that's
so. You're a Queensryche fan, I take it. Your dad?
No, he thinks they're all right.
I think they're now. If you talk to Queensryche fans, they exist.
Queensryche's fan.
Most of them are going to tell you their best album's Operation Mindcrime. That's not the one with all the hits. Empire is the one with all the hits. That's the one that's got Silent Lucidity and Jet City Woman. And,
they sound like a modern
Empire.
band trying to sound like an 80s band.
Well, that's just it. They did it in the 80s. They were kind of ahead. You know, they were the glam rock band that didn't sound like Talk Dirty to Me and all the other glam rock.
Like
they
it
actually
sounds that
played their instruments. You know, Tesla and Queensryche played instruments. Like now someone's going to get mad, you know, because CeCe's a good guitarist and all that, but Poison songs aren't as complicated as some of the others.
So where would you slot in a White Lion in this lineup?
White Lion was a glam rock band.
You think they're you really want to go glam for them?
I think they tried. Like they were trying to be legit, and no one liked them, so they poodled their hairs up and all that.
Fair enough.
And
White Lion's a real band, though.
Yes.
Huh?
They're a real band.
Oh, I know they're a real band, but I think they just tried to gimmick themselves every time and to not success. Like they were like, hey, we can put hot chicks on our cars too.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried that, didn't work. You know, they were just that band that like, hey, we'll try that. It just didn't come off as good.
Right. But hey, they gave it the old college try.
Like Great White, I think they're way overrated too. I mean, they're only famous because they had a concert that blew up and killed a bunch of people.
Yeah,
that's really. But to be honest, as a band, I've never been that impressed with Great White. Once bitten, twice shy. They rode that gravy train a little too long.
I'm kind of impressed they were able to get that many people into that club. I'll be honest.
Well, they shouldn't have. And not to mention that the whole thing's one big tinder box, and they're saying, hey, let's shoot some pyrotechnics in here. Mm-hmm. There was somebody. I watched a really good documentary about that thing.
About the fire?
Yeah, and it goes into. I mean, it interviews everybody. It's the lead singer and what he's dealing with today. And
well,
it's a tragic story.
They blocked off all but one of the exits.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. They did that, and because the one end exit was like the band, and so they weren't letting people go through that except the band. And so literally, and then when they were all going to that one entrance, and they bottlenecked. One guy fell and bottlenecked, and that kind of sealed the fate for a lot of other people in that thing. And it's a huge tragedy. But man, hindsight, looking at this, I'm like, some people should be shot over the gross negligence that was going on in some of this stuff.
That's basically what I think every time I see a Black Friday freak out at a Walmart. You know, it's like you people need a little decorum.
Yeah,
y'all need Jesus.
Yes.
Since you brought up White Lion, I'm gonna recommend you something.
All right.
It's Great Not
Great
White
Lion.
It's Great White. Never mind.
Okay.
It's a Great White Lion.
Sorry, Great White's the real rock band, not White Lion. Never mind.
No, White Lion's a real band. I will argue
When
this.
the Children Cry. Remember that song?
I will argue. Love that song. I will argue. I prefer, and this is probably a hot take, I prefer White Lion's cover of Radar Love.
You know what? It's not a bad. You're right. I don't know if I'd say it's better than the original, but I think it's a good cover.
I think it outdoes the Golden Earring. I mean, I really do. That's the one that's most iconic to me as a kid, because that's the one I heard first.
Yeah, I think that's
I heard White Lion first before I
think
heard
you're saying
Golden
that because
Earring.
you heard that one first.
That could be.
I think if you grew up with the original.
Nostalgia bias, they call it.
No, the White Lion version is very good. I enjoyed it. I almost bought a White Lion album because
seriously considered making this purchase.
But
Guess is here, buddy.
What I was gonna say was Great White. They did a cover of "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You" by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I've ever heard that. Like to be honest, I bought the Great White tape many moons ago and so mad that I'd never listened to it ever again.
Oh.
I literally chucked it in the yard and forgot about it. So I don't know.
This
I know
will make you
nothing of Great
rethink
White.
that decision.
Yeah, that was in my days where I'd go to Sam Goody because Goody got it.
Goody got it.
And then I just hit the tape section and, especially there in the late 80s, early 90s. Oh, man. That was, you get a paycheck or any kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got $30. Let's go get a tape. Ooh, here's Dr. Feelgood. Let's get that one. Or here's
This is a throwback, but
that's Skid Row.
Years ago, like eons ago, where the Farley's Food Fun and Pub is now, used to stand a Music World.
Okay.
And they sold, sheet music and stuff, but they also sold albums. So the three big places to get like music in Roswell back in the day were at that Music World, Hastings, which was where the Big Five is now.
Yes.
See, this is where I'm like, hey, it used to be a Tasty Freeze.
I've been here 20 years. I knew that one was.
And Camelot Records in the mall.
Well, they had a Camelot?
That was a big one.
We had a Camelot in our mall, too.
We had a Camelot. It was right next to the Miller's Outpost that we used to have.
Nice.
Which is now the Beauty College.
Yeah, we had, in our mall, we had Goodies at one end. We had the
Camelot.
Just went right on my head.
It's only annoying when you know what was there before you were born.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's like, how do you know that?
Well,
you shouldn't know that.
You shouldn't. Yeah, I should. But a lot of it's that, I follow Remembering Roswell on Facebook, and there's a lot, like, Roswell used to have a lot of life back in, like, the 50s and 60s. When it was a military town, this place was a boom town, man.
We also had a place called Tower Records.
I remember Tower Records.
Which was kind of like a precursor to Circuit City.
Mhm.
I mean, because they sold more, like, they didn't have all the TVs and stuff that Circuit City goes, but they sold way more than music. You could buy games, you could buy movies, you could, pretty much anything you inserted into something.
Tower Records was sort of like our Hastings.
Yeah, like if you needed computer games or games or movies or music or any of that stuff, they had it.
Yep.
So, but their main jam was music, so that's why it's called Tower.
This used to be all orange.
They actually had
groves.
vinyl, like aisles of vinyl that you could go through and look for and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Was that the
That's Rock of
Offspring or-
Ages.
That was Rock of Ages.
You can always tell because then they hit that
Yeah,
cowbell.
I just heard
at
the
beginning.
cowbell. That's what I was like, Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot going to join us. Man, did y'all fart? I just got up at the same time and left.
He played us off.
I feel like someone farted and they're about to leave me their stink. It's 9:19. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
Weather is brought to you by Big O Tires in Roswell. 'Tis the season of savings at Big O Tires. Save on the tire brands you know and trust only at your Roswell Big O Tires.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Mid to upper 60s, and we get pretty nice weather today with lots of sunshine. Scattered showers move in tonight with a low pressure system will drop into the low and mid 40s. We've got a pretty good chance of showers and thunderstorms through the day on Saturday, and we're expecting low 60s. Back to sunny weather on Sunday, our high in the upper 50s to low 60s. A little cooler Christmas Day, low 50s and sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 44 degrees here in Roswell. Now we can officially say partly cloudy. I see blue sky now. Partly cloudy. Humidity is at 73%. Winds are out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. For today, during the day, pretty nice. Sunny, 65 for a high. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at rain chances. We got a 40% chance at showers this evening after 11 p.m., but going pretty much all night. Increasing clouds with an overnight low of 46. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. Saturday, we are looking at a 70% chance at rain, mostly during the day, before 11, and then till about even after 2, but during the daylight hours. They're talking cloudy early, gradually clearing as the day progresses. Expect a high of 63 tomorrow. Winds are going to be a-blowing, though. Out of the south early, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Later in the day, increasing 15 to 20, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Then all the rain goes away Saturday night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 38. Winds will be out of the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour. For your Christmas Eve Sunday, sunny skies, 55 for a high. Northwest winds, a little breezy, 15 to 20 miles per hour. For your Christmas Day, sunny skies, 48 for a high there. All right, 9:21. We're going to pause for a quick break, and then Elliot Rodriguez with Lone Depot will join us for the final time in 2023. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Need new windows for your home? Beware of the sales gangster. Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing and Windows here. A sales gangster is a window salesperson with the mobster mentality. They intimidate, bully, and fast talk you into buying their less than quality windows during a 3-hour pitch. Think I'm kidding? Call a few window companies and see for yourself. Or you can skip the sales gangsters and call Trustmark. We have fair, no-nonsense pricing on our premium windows, and our appointments take only about 60 to 75 minutes. Just long enough to listen to what you need, show you your options, answer your questions, and give you a straightforward quote. Then it's up to you. We can take a no just as easy as a yes, but I'll guarantee you this. No sales gangsters. Sound fair? Call Trustmark Roofing and Windows for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
If you're looking for the best deal on your next vehicle, look no further. The Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has a huge selection of vehicles to choose from with nearly every make and model. You're sure to find a vehicle that fits your needs and budget. Whether you're in the market for a large truck, a super high-end luxury vehicle, or an affordable car for first-time buyers, the Roswell Hyundai Used Car Supercenter has something for everyone. Come experience the excitement of finding your dream car at Roswell Hyundai, the fun place to buy a car, at 1909 West 2nd in Roswell.
They're watching you. They see your social media posts. They follow your family, your friends, and your interests online because they're planning on taking your money. All of it. They're con artists. They'll use your social information to build your trust and lure you into once-in-a-lifetime investments with promises of high guaranteed returns. But it can be avoided. The Securities Division of New Mexico's Regulation and Licensing Department can help. Learn to spot the red flags of investment scams at rld.nm.gov/red flags or call 505-476-4580.
This time of year, we all become kids again, especially when we start thinking about Christmases past, how they smelled, how they looked, and how they felt. We get a little weepy remembering those uncles and aunts and parents and grandparents who made Christmas time so special and gave us the traditions we passed down to our own kids. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Shirley and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And remember, that mess in the living room on Christmas morning is the most glorious mess in the world. Don't be too quick to clean it up.
Attention Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, and surrounding areas. This Christmas, Roswell Tire and Appliance has what you're looking for. With a great selection of refrigerators, freezers, ranges, washers, and dryers. And they can repair your appliances as well. With many models in stock and on sale. You can own it today. RTA services after the sale with repair warranty and delivery to Roswell and surrounding areas. Save big on a selection of scratch and dent appliances too. Plus a great selection of tires and a team of people to help you. People who speak Spanish and will listen to what you need. Merry Christmas from all of us at Roswell Tire and Appliance, 101 South Main in downtown Roswell.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Our lives run on energy every day. And every day, your friends and neighbors at New Mexico Gas Company safely deliver reliable, affordable, essential energy to New Mexicans. The kind of energy that brings families together, that surrounds us in comfort, the energy that warms homes and hearts. We're New Mexico Gas Company, and every day we deliver the energy that's behind some of the warmest moments in your life. That's why we're here.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from Loan Depot, Elliot Rodriguez back with us. Good morning, Elliot.
Good morning, Roswell. And Merry Christmas
Merry
to all.
Christmas.
And Happy New Year's. It's here.
Are you all ready for
coming.
the holidays?
I'm never ready.
Never ready.
That's the only. I love the holidays, but I'm never ready.
Yeah,
for them.
you're kind of always busy, so it's like last minute. You're the guy, Christmas Eve, probably out hitting the stores.
I know my wife is like, how come you're not coming home early lately? Like, like Well,
I got to think.
It's early a little, like 6:30, 7 o'clock. That's early, isn't it?
Early evening,
Yeah,
early night.
It's like you still got the rest of the evening.
That's right.
No, it's been great. It's been an interesting year, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're not even talking politics, by the way. It's just literally just buying houses,
buying and selling houses.
Yeah, it's
here.
been an interesting year, a great year. Okay, a lot of folks out there probably don't feel that way, but the fact of the matter is, when you need a home, you need a home.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter what's happening. Doesn't matter what the government is saying or not doing. If you can buy a home, you buy a home.
Well, and that's the thing, and you say this every time. It's the interest rates are higher now than they were pre-COVID. That's just facts. But
that was like a different world.
I know. But the fact of the matter is, if you still need to live in some place, so that's the deal. You get the house, okay. Maybe your interest rate's going to be a little higher than it is now. But guess what? What comes up does come down at some point. And so you bide your time, you make your payments. Now you build in a little bit of equity, and then all of a sudden your interest rates drop a point or two. And then you're like, oh, dang, let's refinance.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? And then your $1,000 mortgage went down to $800 a month or whatever the numbers are there.
Mm-hmm.
And more of it's going back to your principal. So you just when you get in the games, when you get in the game, you just got to ride it once you're in.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what it is.
You and I going about this over and over.
Yeah.
Even when the rates were better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The fact is, if you're gonna buy a house, buy a house. All right. I get it. They raised a little higher. All right. You know what?
You're still, all that money is going back to you as opposed to you paying someone's mortgage.
And a lot of people are like, oh, but you're going to spend $2 or $3 or $4 grand again, to refinance. The fact is,
you're paying it rent-wise.
You're paying rent anyway. Okay, so that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Second, if you buy the home now, when the rates get better, folks, I'm going to bring everybody to reality. The price of the home is going to go up too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If everybody's paying attention on what's happening in the market right now,
mm-hmm.
the prices of home, they in a sense they're still increasing, but not quite as they were earlier.
Sure.
Okay. So we get into a plateau, and it's even started going low in some. Okay. So keep in mind that, because if that's the case, you buy the house at a good price.
Uh-huh.
I mean, folks, everybody wants a $300,000, $500,000 home. Those homes are going to be even more expensive later. Okay.
Just to give you just a quick example in my situation here,
Mm-hmm.
I bought my home about 6 years ago. The one I'm living in here about 6 years ago.
Okay.
I'm a guy that, I'm nosy, so I'll get on the Realtor.com apps and the Zillows and kind of take a gander. I say, oh, there's some houses around me for sale, my neighborhood. What are they asking for them? And because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a curious nature guy, and I do that. And I'm telling you right now, those houses are pretty equivalent to mine, give or take some square footage here or there, or that and this and that, but they're pretty much the same. Those houses are now, 6 years later, they're asking $50,000 more.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Right now for those houses than when I bought it 6 years ago.
The house that I sold, that I was trying to sell for $250 at the time, okay, I sold it for $237,500, folks. Okay, go and see if you can buy it now for that price.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close.
Exactly.
I think they're trying to sell it for like $315,000, $325,000 or something like that. I mean, almost a whole entire $100,000 more.
Yeah.
Okay, and folks, the only thing I saw they did run to it, by the way, because I just drove by it the other day. They chopped up those evergreens, and they didn't do a good job either.
Oh,
I mean, you can still see them. If you're gonna do that, bring some gravel or something.
Yeah.
Cover all those.
You can't
roots.
half out the curb appeal on this one if you're going to do it. You can't. If the tree's dying, you got to fully, or whatever the reason is, you got to remove it.
I believe since I left that home, he's been sold at least maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
And every time has been sold for more. And the only thing they did is, I don't know why, they painted the fireplace.
Oh, wow.
That beautiful brick, red, like brownish, red brick that was there. And they painted it white. I'm like, why would you do that?
Well,
that's an accent from the living room that you had before already.
Well, some people have ideas.
I know. It's like
what beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
That's
so
very
to
true.
speak.
To say the least. But the funniest thing is that is all they did.
Yeah.
Everything that I see in there is pretty much the same. So I remodeled that home.
Right.
Well,
then they're going to see the fruits of that because
everybody they're getting the benefit.
You did
of
it. You did it when you sold it, but they're going to see that return when they eventually sell that.
And the market is what the market is.
Yeah. That same thing happened. Like the house that I owned before, I happened to see it about a year ago and drove by and looked. And I had the yard zero-scaped out. They ripped all of that up and were parking the
what does
vehicles.
it look now?
From what I was told, the people that bought it from me or somebody, it went into foreclosure. So I think the house got in disrepair.
It's
after
funny.
I left because the people foreclosed on the house.
What is funny is it happens more often than we even know.
Yeah,
seriously, it's too bad.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. That was a nice house. That was a 4-bedroom house. It was. We kept it up. I mean, I put a new roof, a new air conditioner. I spent $4,000 landscaping that thing. I put a lot of money into that house, and they pretty much.
I know. So when I see
food all over it.
So when I see my house and I did all that gravel and everything, I made it all pretty and all that. Kept the big, willow tree in the front nice and clipped and everything. And I could see the house, and when you drive by now, it doesn't look that good. They chopped up. I mean, I'm not a evergreen, lover. All those things that are lawn, I think that's just a world for bugs and spiders, you name it. So I'm okay for that stuff too. I actually eventually would have took them out.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't let it look in the way it is now anyway.
Right.
But when I see the house, it's like, oh, what the heck did they do to it? It's like
again, that's humans. 12 people can look at something, and they'll get 12 different opinions on how pretty that is. That's just humans, or not pretty.
But the market is getting better, folks. It's not. The interest rates are not lower yet.
They're stabilizing.
They're stabilizing it,
which means you're not seeing them continue to rise.
Exactly,
which is good. That means we've hit the high water mark here, and we'll start to see.
It's a possibility, and let's be realistic. I was expecting even higher. Okay, now we can get sucker punch next year, guys.
I'm going to say next year's an election year,
but we can still get sucker punch.
And it could be a roller coaster year next year too.
Yes.
But that being said, that's why you get this stuff done, get it locked in, Again, it doesn't matter if the world's crazy or not around you. If you handle your business,
you'll be fine.
And doing the right way, then you're fine.
And folks, I know you hear us talking about interest rate going up and down. The fact of the matter is, the interest, it's not that it's going down per se, like you get a different interest rate.
Right.
It means is that whatever it costs to get a specific interest rate may cost less now because, like he says, the market is stabilizing somewhat. It means it's costing less. So just to make an example, which doesn't, plugs into any, scenario, just to make a point. If somebody was getting a 7.5 right now and it is costing you $2,000 or $3,000 in points, okay? Points is what you get charged. So when you close, is when you skip that 1 or 2 months, depending on what day you close. So it's not money that the lenders or the bank just get to keep. Obviously they get to keep on the interest rate part, but
sure.
But what I mean is, it's not like they get $2 or $3,000 and they just get to pocket it.
Right.
Okay. That's how you don't get a payment for 1 or 2 months, depending on what day you close of the month.
Gotcha.
Okay. And a lot of lenders don't explain that. Now, saying all that, what is happening in the market, and what Mike is saying, that is stabilizing somewhat, that 7.5 that maybe cost $2 or $3,000, or depending on the amount of the loan, a month ago, 2 months ago, it wasn't 2 or 3, it was probably $5,000 or $6,000 more. So the market is getting better. Okay, so that also allow people to buy points, get the interest rate lower.
Sure,
it's still costing some extra money, but the fact is, it's more attainable. It's not like, oh my God, heck no, it's going to cost too much. We can't buy points.
Sure.
Because remember, folks, if you are thinking, oh, let's go to this bank or to this lender, this and that, see what interest rate they can give me. There is a little truth to that, but the fact of the matter is, you are your own control and your own owner of what interest rate you're going to truly get. There's over 26 factors that determine what interest rate an individual is going to get, or what kind of programs they do it too.
And this is where Elliot works with the families and things, because when you have a 750 credit score versus a 550 credit score, the interest rate is going to look significantly different.
Exactly.
Because and here's the thing, and this is the weird part about it. at the end of the day, there's the people that move the needle, the financial gurus, and these are the ones that dictate these interest rates and all that. And it's them studying trends and everything else. They're looking at supply and demand. They're looking at values here and there. They're looking at what's going on politically on how things. And so that's why these numbers come from. They're just reading the tea leaves of what the world's saying and saying this is what we think's going to happen.
Correct.
We, the people, will move that needle. If you start buying more homes or something, that fluctuates the deal. And that will fluctuate. Supply and demand is that thing that changes everything. When there's more demand than supply, then guess what? Prices go up and everything else. When there's more supply and less demand for it, then you get things at a bargain. That's just how it works.
And that's the point, folks. So if you're in the market to buy a home, if you can afford a home, you should be thinking about, can I afford this home? Can I buy this house and not put myself in a bad, situation? Okay, because folks, I'm not in the market to help people buy houses so you lose it next year.
Sure.
I said that when I was at Stearns.
Sure.
Remember?
Your job is really creating foundations for families.
I want you to buy a house that you will still be there next year.
Sure.
I can say this, and we started a conversation that there's foreclosures out there and stuff like that, and people losing homes and stuff like that. Folks, it's happening. I just want to say, I'm glad to say that a lot of my customers, okay, if there's one or two out there that they have maybe lost their homes and everything, I'm not even aware of it because my customers stay in touch with me, okay? And as far as I know, only one has ever lost, and he actually passed away. And that's the reason why they lost the house, because he's no longer here with us.
Gotcha.
And I feel bad for him, because nice guy, and it took a little doing to get him his house.
Sure.
But
you also need to talk to lawyers and get wills done and making sure you have that
because
stuff
guess what?
taken care
Everybody
of.
went bananas when he was gone, okay? So anybody that owns a home out there, you should have something in writing.
Put it this way,
seriously.
When you're done listening to Elliot and I talk here, go back and listen to our conversations with Matt Bristol Law Office. He'll help you talk about the other side.
I like it. That's a good man.
When it comes to the wills and
when
family
when I was a
planning.
banker, I was his banker.
Yeah, he's a good man.
He's a good guy.
He's a good man.
No, but you know what, folks? You need to think about all those things, okay? But if you need a home, okay, you just have to arrange it and adjust it to your way of life and to your situation, okay? If I tell you or somebody else tells you, you cannot buy that unless you get somebody to help you behind you to do so. Cosign or whatever.
Be your safety net.
Yeah, that'd be okay. But if you can't, you can't, okay?
Right.
Adjust it to where you are able to, and that'll be fine.
Well, and remember on that co-signing stuff.
I know, because they're responsible too.
And when you co-sign for someone else, like if you're doing it for your kids or whatever, I get it. Love, support, but guess what? When they don't pay, they are coming after you. That's why they co-sign it.
Because like, Mama and Daddy, give me your bank account.
We know this person doesn't have the cash in the bank, but you do, Mom or Dad or very generous friend.
Yeah, really. But you know what? Don't let what is happening out there stop you from having your home.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because everybody needs a place to live.
Absolutely.
I believe that.
Well, and that's just it, too. And this is like if renting versus... If you can own it, then because you are literally investing back in yourself. If you're thinking, well, I'm just continue to rent because I don't want to pay 7% finance rate or whatever, 8%, whatever it is, it doesn't matter because you're
throwing your money away.
You're throwing your money away. At least, if you own the house and it's 8%, yes, your mortgage is going to be higher. But guess what? Your mortgage is going back to you. Yeah, a little less of your payments going towards the principal and going towards the interest rate here.
And if you want to buy a house that is around the same price of what you pay in rent, hey, by the way, I'm okay with that. I want you to.
Sure.
I don't want you to go higher that you cannot afford it.
And guess what? There's ways to beat the interest rate. Make more payments. You know what? Make double payment. Get a 30-year mortgage, pay it in 15. Guess what? That interest rate ain't such a big deal anymore, is it?
Folks, I know people that have very simple jobs.
Yeah. And there's no penalties for that 99% of the time. So do it.
Folks, we in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Unless you sign in a dotted line that there's some kind of penalty.
Yeah.
In New Mexico, there's no penalties for mortgages.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pay
you can pay them up sooner. Now, balloon payments and stuff like that, I tell people stay away from those because I believe
there's certain scenarios for certain things.
Yeah, that you shouldn't even go into.
Well, and that's just that there's like even adjustable rate mortgages and things like that. Most of us should never, ever, 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 ever get near those things. but there is a 1% reason where someone needs
I
something
have a little
like that.
different take on that.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I work for different mortgage companies. In Colorado Springs, I work for a bank that they offer those.
Yeah.
Okay. I took one for myself. I believe, como dice, preach, do the walk. If you're going to preach it, do the walk.
If you're aggressive,
So at that time, it was like 4.5 for those type and 4.25 or something like that. And I even let my brother, buy a house and do it through that same program. It was a fixed adjustable, interest. Folks, what a fixed adjustable interest means is a normal loan, but it can fluctuate.
Does it fluctuate with whatever the current rates are?
With whatever the market.
So if it's at 4%, you're great. But when it's right now at 8%
but
or
it's
7%.
It's more than that, because depending on the bank and depending on the program, if certain interests go up a little, it doesn't change.
Gotcha.
It has to be like a jump from a 25 basis point, which is a quarter.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then there may be a
So it's got to move the needle a certain amount
to be able to jump.
Gotcha.
So in a sense, it was good. Now, what we've been dealing with for the past year and a half to now, actually not 1 year. It's not. It feels like a year and a half, doesn't it? It's like
I know.
So what we've been dealing for the past year, okay, and when I say that is from the early summer last year to now. Let's be so almost it is almost a year and a half almost. That's I guess I was calculating right. So automatically, my new loan office is like, how do you know that? It's like, it's right there, dude. It's right there. I'm making jokes like I know everything. I don't know everything.
Well, when you do the same thing over and over again, you tend to pick that up.
It's there.
From time
It
to
doesn't
time.
go away. What the thing is this, folks, it depends, but I don't advise those programs unless you know what the program truly is. It's not a bad idea, but it's not something that I actually.
Most people that think that that's not the right thing for them, and this is what when we had the Fannie Mae and all that, and all those people with those adjustable, and then the ceiling burst, and everyone defaulted
that's when
on
all that
there.
stuff happened.
That's what happens when you don't know when you got sold a bill of goods or you were told and ignored exactly what the advice was.
So we used it and it was fine. I moved over here and he still had it.
See, I think like if you're investing or doing that, then there's a place for that stuff. But if you're trying to build your nest egg,
you have to be careful.
Then
you have to be careful.
Stick with the fixed rate. Stick with it's no different than investing in stocks and things like that. One of these things that you talk to a financial planner. When you talk about building your nest egg and you talk about mutual funds and getting invested in the stock market. If you're trying to invest for retirement, you're not going to get into the volatile stock markets, the ones that have big reward, big risk.
Correct.
You're wanting those small ones that incrementally, when you sit in there for 20 years, you've probably made 10, 15, 20% more than what it was initially worth. And that's kind of how you build your wealth over time. However, if you're trying to get rich quick or trying to make it to where you're playing, then an adjustable rate might be there. Or like we said, you start investing in the more riskier, high risk, high reward type stocks and things.
But the funniest thing is this: I'm not a lender that talks about rates. Okay, so in other words, my sales pitch is not about I'm going to get you the best interest rate in the world. The funniest thing is I do get you the best interest always.
Right.
So I beat my competitors all the time.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, I will have to sit down and see which ones they have ever beat me because hey guys.
And that's where you're kind of in the best of both worlds now, where you're in your situation because Elliot works for a company that is one of the largest lenders in the country right now in Loan Depot. It is a company that is basically started grassroots by investors and things. So it's not set up like your Fannie Mae's and Bernie. It's kind of
they put their money on the line. Their own money on the line.
It's exactly real estate people and finance people that want to help average Janes and Joes like us out there, and so he's got the best, but he's got the flexibility with the personal service, the meeting, able to work the numbers and do what you got to do, but has the parent company that allows the flexibility, but gives him the strength and backing to say we ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, like I was saying, I'm not a lender that go out there promoting my company because of the best interest rate, but I end up giving you the best interest rate anyway.
Yeah,
which is very interesting. The reason why I don't do that I mean, I could. I mean, it could be one of my sales pitch, if you may. But the reason I don't is because in reality, the borrower is the one that has the power of what interest rate they're going to get. Okay? So when everybody calls me, what interest rate you guys are giving? It's like, I ain't giving anything. I mean,
what did you earn?
What is your situation?
Yeah.
But folks, like Mike said, we one of the largest lending companies in the United States. This is not a joke. This is not some kind of sales pitch. It's the truth. Yeah. It's the fact. We're the second largest lending company in the United States that is not a bank. If that doesn't, kind of touch your head for a second, say, hey, maybe there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it would. Okay. Now,
people that are happy with their services and their products tend to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
And people that don't. Mm-hmm. And Loan Depot look at the track record. Look how many people.
Yeah, look them up.
That's kind of telling you, hey, it's no different than like when I have Bill Williams come in here or other people, and they come in and they say, yeah, we had our longevity ceremony today when we honored all our employees that have been here 20, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that is a huge indicator on, is that a good place to work? If they constantly have people that have been there 20 and 30 years retiring, that means that's probably a pretty good place to work, because people that are happy leave, or don't leave. People that don't, and so
I hear you.
And it's no different here with Loan Depot. It's like, look, there's a reason why millions of people have done, because they've done they treat them right. They're giving them a good service.
I tell my loan officers, like, we don't play. And like, what do you mean? No, that we do play, but we don't play. Okay, it's like, you're talking nonsense now. What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, well, that when we go in, we're gonna go and play hard, because we don't play stupidity.
Right.
Okay, folks.
Work hard, play hard. Mindset.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, and I did my research when I took this, over this company.
Sure.
Okay, and I wanted to bring something good to Roswell.
Right.
Okay. I didn't want to go with the status quo, first of all. Okay, because let's be honest, just to put myself out there. Okay, I have tried to do the best I can with the tools that were here. Okay. And when I decided to go on my own, I was like, no, I don't want to go with the status quo. I don't want to go over there. I hear this, I hear that. I don't want to go over there. They do this, they do that. I don't want to be part of any of that.
You don't want to be handcuffed by their parameters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I wanted to have such a something, I just say, maybe I'm being a little naive. I even said that to you before. Okay.
Sure.
No, you know what? I'm not being naive. I want the best in place so I can do the best for my customers.
Sure.
Okay, so if I want to do the right thing for my customers and be, like I always post, the lender of choice, that's what we want to be.
Sure. And you get the fact that, hey, if I do right by my customers, they're going to be my customers for life.
And that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for.
And this is this type of business, that's how you succeed in it. Because if you do people right the first time they buy their house, when they're nervous and don't know a thing, and they're babe in the woods, just not knowing anything, and you're able to guide them through that process, whether it's pain-free or not, you got them the green light at the end of the day here.
Exactly.
They're gonna, the next time when the family expands or detracts, or life happens, divorces happen too sometimes. But when those moments happen in life,
I know
they're gonna come back to you and say, Elliot, I need a new house. I need a second house, or maybe they say, you know what, I'm going to get into this house flipping game. I'm going to start doing that, and now that I've got a little nest egg here.
Hey, and if you want to pick my brain, hey, I just to do it. I just to have a bunch of houses and this and that.
But you can, as far as the loan paperwork and all that, and help you navigate that kind of stuff. Elliot, like you said, you've done it personally, so you probably have a unique perspective there.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah,
And another thing that is very cool, I got blessed that I went from lending back to banking and then back to lending. And folks are like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm like, well, I became the business banker.
Sure.
I knew enough about business, but I didn't know everything.
Well, and lenders and bankers, they have different rules and different end games.
And by being a business banker, folks, it gives me a different perspective. Okay, I can get in the same level of a business owner. I know one guy's name they're talking about.
Sure.
And help you better. Okay. Now you need to follow my lead and trust me, because if I tell you to do something, there's a reason for it. I'm not gonna tell you to do something for no reason.
Sure.
But when I decided to switch and do my own thing, I really wanted to bring something good for the town. Okay. And I just didn't want, there's so many people offering me so much money for all kinds of different things.
Sure.
But like, who in God's name are you? Okay.
Right.
I say if I was going to bring something here, I wanted to bring somebody that was big enough.
Sure.
Okay. That can actually do better for my customers. I didn't want to have like some kind of like a blockage, if you may.
Right.
That it would not allow me to do what I need to do for my customers. So
and you also get too. It's like, because look at it this way: when in this, it's a personal service job, career. That's just what it is. You're dealing with people on a personal level at this point. And here's the thing: if the thing goes south, they're not going to be saying "I hate Lone Depot." They're going to be saying "I hate Elliot River G." That's what they're going to be saying.
And you know what? Reputation is everything.
Absolutely.
I just want to say in front of everybody, I love God and thank you, God, for everything that you have given me, and the wheats that I actually get, and all this stuff comes from experiences and things that go through the years. Okay, and I share that with everybody. I don't even. I got this saying: any conversation that I have, I don't have to make $1. But I'm definitely going to plant a seed everywhere I go.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because I want everybody around me to be successful. I don't go bashing out my competitors and this and that. Trust me, I would love to do that, guys.
That's right.
Okay.
If you don't,
but that's not the way
wins.
to do it. That's not the way to do it. What I like to do is, like Jesus said, we're the light in the world. We're supposed to shine,
Yeah.
You know how bugs go to the light and they die? It's crazy, right? That's the wrong freaking anatomy right there. But my point is, folks, all I want to do for everybody is do the best thing I can do for them.
Sure, absolutely.
And I expect and make sure that my staff does the same thing.
Yeah.
So my staff is not going to go a different direction than what I'm doing, okay? We do everything by the book. We take care of business. Lone Depot does all the programs, okay? And you tell me, no, really. Yes,
Veterans,
we do everything.
VA loans,
first-time home buying programs.
Yeah, all that
You
stuff.
name it. We have it. And if I don't have it, you bring me something that I don't have, I'll get it back in my books, too.
I have a loan through Loan Depot, and it's a VA loan. I'm one of those people right here. You're staring at one right now. So.
And he's very happy. He's like, I wish you were around with them when you did.
Yeah, I was say Ellie wasn't there with him when he did.
Maybe
it.
he would have got even a better deal.
I think he saw my loan and said I should go work for those guys.
But the fact, guys, is we brought a good company to town.
Yeah.
Okay. And all we want to do is help everybody. Okay. And if I cannot help you right away today, you follow my lead. You do what I ask you to do. I promise you, this is the one thing that I will guarantee you. I will get you home if you do what I ask you to do.
That's the one thing that you won't find with a lot of lenders.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't care.
If you don't check the boxes right away and look like something that are going to have to work harder to get a payday on, they're not going. A lot of them will. That juice is not worth the squeeze to me. I'm going to move on to the bigger one. Where Elliot's like, no. You're the exact person I want to talk to, because guess what? Once I help you with your first home, when those, again, back to what I'm saying, it's a partner for life. It is someone that's, you know what? Elliot guided us through this whole thing. I didn't think we were ever going to get a house, but thanks to Elliot's advice, we were able to do that. Guess what? Now we're in a better situation. It's time for a bigger house. Guess who I'm calling to go help me procure the money for that?
I closed a deal yesterday, folks, and the customer said, I didn't know we were going to be able to. And like, you know what she said to me? This is so awesome. I love it. This is why I love what I do. If we did, because there were some hiccups, had nothing to do with Lone Depot, folks.
Sure.
And everybody for some reason think it's always it's always a lender. For all the lenders out there, I'm talking to all my brothers and sisters. And it's not always our fault.
But it's also a very complicated process.
It really is.
Your life has to go on hold for a period of time because you can't really make major purchases or anything. And some people don't realize that. And then when you do, something as simple as getting a new cell phone can mess up an entire loan process.
Gotcha.
If it doesn't. And that's where Elliot can guide you through that. And to, I don't know how many times people get approved from loans and ready to close in the house, and then they just borrowed $10,000 for furniture, and that screwed up the entire process.
I know, that can happen.
Until you sign your name on all those closing paperwork, don't take another loan out of nothing. But these are the lessons.
Just last night I was talking to my assistant, and I got a deal that somebody adjusted, the underwriter, the processor, somebody adjusted or took something off the way I had it. And I'm like, I cannot get an approval now. It's like, who touched my file?
But I know the magic code to get it in there, and you messed it up.
Who touched my file? So I went in there and I adjusted it. Like, okay, it's fixed. I like, make sure you tell the processor or the underwriter, don't touch my file, unless they talk to me. But anyway, so this lady told me, even if I don't, this is before we close. She told me, even if I don't close, I just want to say that you guys, and my loan officer, because he's helping me on the file, you guys are amazing. I mean, I just want to say thank you, because even if it doesn't work, it's like, hey, don't throw the towel, I'm almost like Rocky Balboa and the guy like, don't throw the towel. Until we don't die, don't throw the towel. But the point is...
Well, they should have thrown the towel on Apollo.
They should have. I feel bad.
Rocky IV, don't watch that one, but three of the other ones are good.
Yeah. But no, I told her, no, don't worry. We got you covered. We're good to go. But she was like, yeah, I just want to say that I'm so thank you because you guys try and you're working on it so good, and you guys been amazing. It's like, that's cool. You should see her when we close. Oh my God, that's right there what I love.
Well, that's that moment.
That's like
because right next to it. Because after that, they hand you keys, and the first
they're like,
time
they're
that
all
happens,
happy. They're so happy, and I love that we do that. We got the products, we got the backup, we got my loan officer said, we got the resources.
Well, it's a family life goal, and when you hit that life goal, it's time to be happy and celebrate. And that's just what it is. And so, we're about out of time. So, if you're percolating, thinking maybe it's the time to move the needle, or whether it's house number 1 or house 50, or if this isn't for investment purposes, Elliot at Loan Depot can handle all of that. Go check out his website, which is Elliot Rodriguez, all one word. Spell Elliot with one L and a Z at the end of Rodriguez. Elliot Rodriguez at loandepot.com. There you can kind of research Elliot and learn more about his track record, history, and all the things he's done. You can, if you want to talk to him direct, you can do it via telephone at 719-237-4680. That's his cell. Leave a voicemail if he doesn't answer. He might be on the other line or working with another client. It does happen. 719-237-4680. Or you can shoot him an email, Elliot Rodriguez at loandepot.com. And like I said, go to his website, www.elliotroDriguez@loandepot.com.
And if you want to really see Father, you could see on Facebook, look me up.
Okay.
I mean, everybody that lets me post their pictures is there. Okay.
Good deal.
And
so his Facebook page is Elliot Rodriguez on Facebook.
Elliot, I think it's Elliot Rodriguez. I do have the business page, but I don't really use it.
Gotcha.
But it's all there, folks. For the past 5 years since you and I have been talking.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like all the different folks. Even when I was at all the companies that I've been, it's all in there.
Yeah.
Because folks, the brand is me and my staff. Okay. But the companies that will give us the backup.
Sure.
I've been in good companies. They're not bad per se, but I wanted to have something better to back me up, and that's helped me to be able to do what I can do for my customers.
Well, it sounds like, like you said, you've worked for some good companies and had some good success there. But like you said, between as far as the mesh,
better.
But between that mesh, between what they let you do, what they offer you to do, and what they allow you to do, just works better there. They give you the freedom to be able to work the deals and make these things, but at the same time give you the backing of we're going to back whatever play you got here. And so that's it's a good thing. So, well, Merry Christmas to you and your family, and we'll see you in 2024.
Yeah.
And give Elliot a call. Let him work the deals for you. Maybe 2024 is the year you own your first home. And
it's going to be a mayhem next year, folks. I just want to let you know that. It's going to be crazy, dude.
But you know what?
But it's going to be interesting.
Get in when the getting's in.
Yes.
Get it in, because it's only better for you from there on out.
You might be able to buy a house for $250 to still $300.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, Merry Christmas to all. Happy New Year's, everybody. Love to always be here with you,
Awesome.
Shooting everything and talking about all this craziness, but it's all good, folks.
Well, thank you, Elliot.
Everybody be good, be safe, and enjoy yourselves.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Elliot, and thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we got to go. Have a Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you on Monday to Wednesday. I'll be back in the studio Wednesday morning with an all new show. We'll do Hugh Hewitt and all that Christmas Day. I think we'll be doing Mannheim Steamroller Christmas Day, actually. So, but we'll be back Wednesday. Have a Merry Christmas and a safe travels. Happy holidays. We'll talk to you on Wednesday. Take care, everybody.
For the country.
The former president was a guest on the Salem Radio Network's Hugh Hewitt program. This year's Congress passed few laws, leaving a long to-do list for 2024.
With Republicans taking the House majority, the 118th Congress started with a spectacle.
The House of Representatives failed to organize on opening day.
It took 15 rounds to elect House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. It was 10 months before he was ousted, driven out by more conservative members, in part for supporting a resolution to keep the government's finances afloat. After 3 weeks of contention, Mike Johnson of Louisiana won the gavel.
The People's House is back in business.
The Senate and Minority Leader Mitch McConnell seemed frozen too at times.
And a string of
With 27 bills and resolutions signed into law, it's been among the most do-nothing sessions of Congress in recent times. Jennifer King, Washington.
The holiday travel rush is hitting its peak as mild weather and lower flight cancellation rates raise hopes for merrier drivers and airline passengers than last year. On Wall Street, the Dow is ahead by 48 points. The Nasdaq is up by 45. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has green-lighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Help USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-476-0350. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Help USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-476-0350. 800-476-0350. That's 800-476-0350.
Gymnast Simone Biles adds to her impressive resume.
After a 2-year layoff, U.S. gymnast Simone Biles was as good as gold and deemed worthy to be named the Female Athlete of the Year by the Associated Press. Competing for the first time since the Tokyo Olympics, the 26-year-old Biles claimed 4 more gold medals at the World Championships in October, giving her 23 since her first appearance in the competition 10 years ago. Biles was hampered by the twisties in the last Olympics, leading her to step away from competing to focus on mental health. Biles is now in position to be named Female Athlete of the Year in 12 months. She's expected to compete in the Paris Olympics. I'm Dave Ferry.
President Biden is making thousands of people who were convicted of use and simple possession of marijuana on federal lands and in the District of Columbia eligible for pardons. The White House says his action is the latest round of executive clemencies. News and analysis at townhall.com. Shots ring out inside a Richmond, Virginia hospital.
It happened early Friday morning. Police say the 27-year-old suspect went to the hospital on his own for a mental health evaluation. Something happened. They say he pulled a gun and started shooting. One person suffers serious but non-life-threatening injuries. An off-duty police officer fired at the gunman who was not hit. After that, police say the man surrendered. Rich Thomason reporting.
The Federal Reserve's preferred measure of prices fell last month, another sign that inflation is easing and that consumers should expect to see lower interest rates in 2024. Today's report from the Commerce Department showed the U.S. consumer prices slid 0.1% last month from October and rose 2.6% from November 2022. The month-over-month drop was the largest since April 2000.